Paul Verhoeven is fast becoming born-to-watch royalty. This is about the 5th movie we're going to do out of his catalogue. All of them with boobs.
Yeah.
Most of them sci-fi. Some of them with murders. But Starship Troopers, 1997, misunderstood gem. Absolutely derided upon release. But I think it's grown into quite a cult love of most people. I know on this, I'm interested to see what everyone thinks on here, but I think I already know the answer. Be interesting to see how it scores. And we've got a very, very special guest all the way from the other side of the continent with us today, but we're not going to introduce him first because as the guest, he comes last. It's like in an orgy. The guest always comes last.
Right.
Sitting next to me on the couch, Sir Dimmy, welcome.
Yes. Excellent movie choice. I think universally loved by probably our sort of age group and then maybe now into the younger generations.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to watch it with Isabel, but she had other things. I think it can do it.
I
think 12-year-olds.
Very gory.
Yeah, but it's so fake.
It's hang on. What do you mean?
This is not a documentary. Don't you know
for God's sake.
David Attenborough is not doing any of the overlay.
Yep.
Up there on the land now, reintroducing Daniel from the land. You haven't heard his voice many times in the last 8 weeks. This is only the second time, but he's already downed at least one glass of red wine that I can see, so he should be on fire. How are you, mate? Welcome back.
What have I been up to? Well, thanks for asking. Just got back from Romania, where I was riding high-powered dirt bikes around an absolute fairy tale land. Managed not to die, but what an amazing country. But I tell you what, you better like processed meats when you go to Romania. Those cunts, all they do is eat fucking 19 types of salami and cheese for every meal. And those were the two things that my GP said I should not go near if I want my cholesterol to come down from the heights of near death. So, yes, amazing country, sick people. I was awesome. I've been awesome. Bit of a bummer I had to come back to this, but I'm very happy because there's a super special guest on who I've been a fan of from afar. Also, before I get to it, the guest that I've been a fan of from afar, another guest that I've been a fan of, Will the Workie. That guy should replace Shit Damo and Shitter G-Man as permanent people on the couch. Because I had about 9,000 hours of plane rides in the last couple of weeks, I actually, despite myself, had to listen to this Born to Watch shit. And Will the Workie, I reckon, is the standout. The two takeaways were Whitey still licks himself out all the way through, mainly an intro, and Will the Workie is heaps better than Damo and Gow. What was your question, Whitey? I forgot.
I don't know, but everything you said there is just oozing irony and processed fat from salami. I'm fairly certain it was your wife that doesn't want you to eat salami because your breath smells like it anyway.
Oh, jeez.
So, anyway, moving on. Special guest all the way from WA, Matty Beer Geek. This is his second turn on Born to Watch, this time as a full contributor. Matty, how are you, pal?
Excellent, gents. Thank you for having me back on. Looking forward to the full gamut.
Absolutely, mate. And look, Matt sent us a list of movies he'd like to do. It was quite lengthy. And straight away, I saw Starship Troopers on the list, and I thought that's the one. It's something we've been wanting to do since day dot, because this is the kind of movie that I think we do quite well.
For sure.
Misunderstood gems, just like all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, let's. Of course, we are Born to Watch, the movie podcast where we don't take ourselves or the movies too seriously, unless, Damo.
It's during the Snorbs report.
Good Snorbs report tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Usable
this the first
Snorbs report.
Snorbs report that actually comes from the flick that we're Snorbs reporting on?
That's a very good question. Possibly.
Well,
but you know,
the major Snorbs aren't in the scene that we're talking about.
Yeah, but look, Morgs, stick the Snorbs reporting to me, all right?
No, sorry, no. Can I ask one more question? Not of you, Damo, of Matty Beer Geek. Where do you sit on the Snorbs versus Spadger? Do you believe that they are independent streams of knowledge, or do you feel that they go together as a Snorbs and Spadger expert?
Look, from what the experts say, there are different streams. So you've really got to like dial into one or the other. And, you know, between the 3 and the 5 year course, it's, I don't think you should dabble across both. It's just not wise.
It's a double degree. It's essentially a double degree.
It
and
is.
who the fuck wants to do a double degree? That's an excellent point. Well made.
It is. Like I said last week, there's one. The Snorbs reporting is far more prestigious than Spadge reporting.
Right.
And there's the old, how you always talk about, it's not rocket science, or what do you think I'm a brain surgeon? What do you think I'm a Snorbs reporter? Same thing. Right. They're the big three.
They're the big three?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny that we mentioned this because I did speak to our promising Spadger.
Yeah, a cub reporter.
Yeah, Spadger reporter who is completing his doctorate in Spadger.
Yeah.
Over in New Zealand, Strangles. I spoke to him today. He's saying that there's a big chance that he's been offered a grant at the Melbourne University to move to Melbourne to study Spadger.
Well,
good on you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to study Kiwi Spadger because that's like the second or third worst Spadger in the world. It's also, if you're a young man on your travels like Gow and I were in '97 when this movie
it's easy
was
to catch
released,
though.
It's one of the first flags that you get on your travels. You accidentally knock them on the head and their undies fall off, those Kiwi Spadgers. So, yeah, good times.
Well, we are, believe it or not, we're going to review Starship Troopers tonight.
Yeah.
We're
back to
get rid of the
onto the
semantics
path.
and let's get back on the path. Morgs, the irony was dripping with you talking about me licking myself out.
Yeah,
and we might have to release your intro as a separate episode, which is ironic again because Matty was on the last time we had to segregate one of your segments and make it its own episode. So
Yeah, that's fantastic.
moving on, overs and unders, 1997 movie, 28 years old. God, it's only 30 years old, which is quite frightening. I think I'm a bit conservative here, except for Damo. I'm going to say 20. We're going to start with the guest. Overs and unders 20, Matty. And do you remember the first time you saw it?
This is, if I had to do a top 10 guilty pleasure list, this would be in it. And I had a thought about the other day. I'd be north of 30 for sure. It's so easy to just throw on and jump into any time. But 97, so yeah, I was 17. I was in year 11. So I guess a lot of, watching it, kind of similarities between, the seniors at school, and some people are about to leave and others are going to join the army and those different things. So, I remember smashing it a lot early on the VHS. Especially
the shower scene, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Dan, up there on the land, overs and unders 20. You remember your first time?
Yeah, I'm with Matty. I've seen this heaps. Definitely a guilty pleasure. Not quite like Never Been Kissed, Damo's guilty pleasure, but definitely a guilty pleasure. 97, I was just in year 8. I was,
yeah, that's how dumb you were.
So, yes, I had to repeat for 10 years. But no, I remember it fondly. I don't know where I saw it, funnily enough, that I saw it for the first time, because the 90s kids were the best times of our lives because there weren't any smartphones. We could do whatever the fuck we please, and you didn't remember the next day, let alone see it all over the interwebs. So, yes, excellent time, but more than 20 for me.
Damo, same for you, mate?
Yeah, I'm under.
Okay, and what's only just be there?
I reckon I'm on 4.
Okay.
That's a lot for you. Yeah,
that's a lot for Damo.
Yeah. I saw this at the movies, packed at the mall, no air conditioning, sweating our tits off.
Oh, God. Who'd you see it with?
Like just my schoolmates. I remember. Now I'll tell you the bit where there's like the napalm scene where the jets fly over and just burn the shit out of all those bugs. Yob, my mate Yob, he did the George Costanza. That's gotta hurt. He yelled out, "Yeah!" And the whole crowd laughed their heads off. Like this whole theater was so into this movie, just cheering along as bugs getting vaporized.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
What did the guys from Whitey think? And did they have nicknames like Yob?
Paul Gray. They're just the Gray brothers.
Wah and Nee.
Yeah.
Matty Beer Geek, are you too young to have been a Whitey fan? But Damo, of course, a lot of celebrities went to his school Chatswood Gaylord School, whatever it was called.
So I've heard. Yeah,
yes.
maybe just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit too young.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I
All
think
you
it would
give
be
me is stimulation.
Stimulation.
Wow, terrible
Yeah.
band.
So
Absolutely
good,
terrible.
beautiful.
So good.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I am well overs, and
Duh.
yeah, like north of 50. Again, this is one that I would put on in the video shop, like on a Saturday night,
Wow.
9 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
No one's coming in.
Yeah.
And so just put it on. No kids around. Have a bit of a laugh. Saw it at the movie. Saw it at Ring Mall as well.
Yeah.
PAX Cinema. And it's funny now, Dan. You would remember we didn't have a story like Yob where he yelled out, "Yeah."
Yeah.
But do you remember when we went to the midnight screening of episode 2 at
Of course.
we're at Ring Mall?
Yeah, I know.
And it was chocolate.
Welcome to Star Wars.
Yeah, no, that was the first one. That was
number
episode
one,
1.
Oh, right.
But
That's the
episode 2, we lined up. We bought. There was like 25 of us,
Yeah,
and
we were sitting down
we were
up the
sitting
front.
down in the foyer. We
Yeah.
were right at the front, so we got our tickets and went straight up the back, and it was chock a fucking block.
Yeah.
And people were all dressed up, and there were so many fucking dorks. And for me to say there were Star Wars geeks means there were Star Wars geeks, right? So all I remember is that these two guys started fighting with their lightsabers
Yeah,
down the
one
front.
had a black pot plant on his head,
Yeah.
like a plastic. He was Darth
He
Vader.
was Darth
obviously.
Vader. He had a pot plant thing on his head.
Cut out
He
the
was
eyes.
fighting.
Yeah.
And it got quite quiet. So I yelled out, "Show us your dick!"
No.
Yeah.
I'll explain. There was a guy that stood up and said, "This is my mate. It's his birthday. Everyone sing happy birthday to him." They finished singing, and you yelled out to the guy whose birthday it was, "Show us your cock."
So there's about 600 people in that
It was
cinema.
packed.
It was amazing.
But we all sung happy birthday.
We did sing happy
Yeah.
birthday, and one person said, "Show us your cock."
Yeah,
And
it was
me.
yeah.
Anyway, so that's
warranted remark.
absolutely warranted. And you know what? I'd be saying the same thing if I was in the shower with these guys.
Oh right.
Stop, Jake Busey, stop hiding behind the pole.
There was a lot of hiding.
Yeah.
And get there's all the boys were hiding.
Yeah.
Perfect
All the boys were
positioning.
hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, choreographed
Not a
for
lot,
that.
not,
must
not
have
a lot
been
of, not a
amazing.
lot of, not a lot of hairy asses. I noticed as well.
Mate,
Oh, that's something you would notice.
well, Casper
Yeah.
Van Dien, when he gets whipped, you can tell that he shaves.
his arms,
He shaved
Ah.
down. I'm like, I just don't get it.
his smooth skin.
I don't get the shave down.
It's for so you don't get infections when you're in combat.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I can't take your word for it. Now, this is the part of the show that Dan tunes out, generally holds up a sign that says fast forward. But I'm
Oh
gonna tell
no, it's
you
all right.
guys
It's all right when
about-
you do it. It's just fucking yeah. Oh, he's
He's getting better. He's getting better.
he's that's a
what a
fair
guy.
point, Matthew Beer
Like
Geek.
that.
I tend to agree, but he's still very poor.
Okay.
I
The
had
only
another
good
glass of
bug.
wine.
He's still going.
The only good bug is a dead bug. Would you like to know more? The Federation needs you for an urgent do or die mission in Starship Troopers, the ultimate sci-fi action thriller from director of Total Recall, Paul Verhoeven.
Crazy Dutchie.
Fuck, it's so hard to read this. Hang on.
I
That
tell you what,
is-
Gal's fucking
Hailed
better
for
than
its
you.
mind-blowing special effects and amazing futuristic settings, the new millennium brings man face to face with the deadliest enemy of all, an intelligent race of alien bugs, some 30 feet tall, some that fly, and all capable of destroying every living thing on Earth. That's where brave young freedom fighter Johnny Rico comes in. While Johnny trains in an elite infantry unit, his stunning girlfriend Carmen, who is an absolute fuckwit, becomes a top fighter pilot, but is seduced by a suave flight instructor. Join their mission to the aliens' home planet, where an all-out intergalactic war is about to begin, with mankind on the line. Epic filmmaking and jarring action sequences that put you in the middle of it all make Starship Troopers the definitive space-age adventure thriller in this or any universe.
Jeez, that was a long one.
It was a long one.
That was a long
Didn't
one.
look
It was
as
good.
long. Didn't look as long when I. And
Sounds
that's
exciting.
what I say to all the girls. Didn't look as long as that. What do you think? Sort of doesn't give anything away.
It sounds like a bloody good premise for
Sounds
a
all
movie.
right. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'm watching
it
that
works.
movie.
It works.
I'm watching that movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's watch the trailer, and everyone else can listen to it. Here we go.
In every age, there is a cause worth fighting for. But in the future, the greatest threat to our survival will not be man at all.
That'll bring the crowds back.
Yeah, got to say, love his voice. He's the quintessential voiceover guy. That guy.
Yeah, he's the guy.
He's the guy. If you want to be him. In a world so deep, it's like Richard Mercer.
Love songs by request.
Love song dedications.
Charmaine, please tell Sharon in prison what you love about her. Did you wouldn't have got that over in WA, Matty?
I don't think so.
Richard
No, what are you
Mercer?
talking about?
No. We had a guy you dialed in requests for your loved ones, and it was always seemed to be same-sex partners of the female variety sending love to their other partner in prison, which was just, it was all. I mean, the world's lots of different colours, and that just made it more interesting. So it was super.
It wasn't just. There was a lot of unrequited love as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like Sharon, Chris is sick of sitting by you in the cafeteria and being friend zoned. He really wants to tell you that when you order cheese on your taco, that he wishes he was the cheese on your taco.
Oh, Richard Mercer.
And then he go, "This is for you. I've had the time of my life." No. And that's how it would be.
Yeah.
And so it was
Beautiful.
love song dedications. Critical thinking. IMDb rates Starship Troopers 7.3 out of 10. 72% on the tomato meter with a 70% popcorn meter. So, pretty hanging around that 7 out of 10.
Yep.
Okay, we'll get to that a little bit later. Now, to show just how poorly this was received, God, there were a lot of negative reviews on this movie. So what I've done is I've got a few bad reviews just to show you what they thought, and then one good review. So bear with me. We're going to start with the bads. Edward Johnson Ott of Nouveau News Weekly. In the hands of Verhoeven, the mammoth sci-fi battle flick is one of the most astonishingly bad films ever made. A monument to inept filmmaking on a colossal scale.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did he watch? Was he
That's
talking about
harsh.
Starship Troopers?
It's rough, man. So then Bob Satcheloff of Film Journal International. These are all huge names in the review business. If Showgirls represented Verhoeven's bid to become Hollywood's most shameless vulgarian, that sound you hear in Starship Trooper, that sound you hear in Starship Troopers is the other shoe dropping.
Well, he's wrong on both. Showgirls is brilliant.
Showgirls is horrible.
It's terrible.
So
I think it's a lot like Starship Troopers in that it was not received very well in its day. However, it's had a resurgence.
When's the
later
last time
life,
you watched Showgirls, Dan?
It's been on my list of ones to revisit, but it has been quite a while.
Okay,
I'm not sure it's made a comeback or a resurgence though.
No. The only
I can't argue from a position of strength because I haven't seen it in quite a while. But yes,
the only comeback is Elizabeth Perkins in the strip show with "Come
Kyle
on Her Back."
MacLachlan on her back.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Not Elizabeth Perkins. That's what you get a big Elizabeth Berkley.
Elizabeth Berkley.
yeah.
That's how forgettable she is.
Yeah.
She's stuck to Saved by the Bell. Okay, one last bad. Rob Blackwelder, Splice Wire. It's a bit racist.
Blackwelder.
Yeah, it's a bit racist.
That's a great name.
It's a bit racist. This flick wallows in just about every moth-ridden cliche known to the film industry and relies almost entirely on naked teenage girls and recycled special effects for what it deems excitement.
What teenagers?
They're all 40.
35, 40
They're all 35 years old. Yeah.
Mate, Patrick Muldoon,
90210. Yeah.
But that was a deliberate piss take on all the high school movies where they get kids
I think
that are like 25 to
it's-
30.
the whole thing's hugely misunderstood.
And it's a deliberate piss take. Like, as we said, Gabrielle Gutierrez from 90210 was 32.
Yeah, she was super old.
Like, oh, yeah, she's at high school. And he's done the exact same thing here.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
We've spoken about this before, and the reason that the casting directors do it is because actual 15, 16, 17-year-olds look like absolute dorky fuckwits.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't know when to come and see the movie if you actually had them in there. It would be hard to imagine, but even I was quite gawky at that age. And
That's hard to
obviously,
imagine.
I blossomed fairly quickly. But yeah, if you can
Look out.
imagine me with a big nose, kind of gawky looking, big teeth, I was Jake Busey back in the day.
Mate, I tell you what, you're way fatter than Jake Busey. Good review, Russell Smith. Good name. Austin Chronicle.
Myth. Tough name.
A special effects budget that would shame the Pentagon. Cataclysmic violence, high levels of ambient horniness, and a total lack of pretense to any goal higher than pure, mindless fun.
Yeah, that's it. That's the movie.
Yep.
That's it.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, that's the way I understand it.
And you know what? I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I think I got to say that when I first saw it, I viewed it very differently watching it this time around than probably the first, maybe even 10 times, 15 times that I watched the movie.
You can, there are layers. You can dig a bit deeper and see.
Hey,
some
I've got a few
meanings.
questions.
Yeah.
I've got a few questions in question time.
You can look at it as just the facade and excitement and blood and guts and space battles, but dig into it a little bit.
Yeah.
And like we're just talking about the age of people, but also the whole, the military side of things and everything. You can delve into this. It's far more clever than
Given credit.
all those people that gave it a negative review.
Surface layer.
It probably didn't really, get into it.
They didn't.
Well, the trailer just-
Ordinary.
Can
The
I
trailer
before you get into ordinaries? 1997, Matty Beer Geek, you were saying year 11. What
Yeah, year
sort
11.
of music were they playing over there in Perth in year 11? Did you have some favourites? Where was your head at?
Mate, I was still riding the coattails of Dinosaur Jr., the Pixies.
Oh, you're a bit of a sick cunt. Okay, I
Yeah,
like
and
that.
slipped into a bit of Chemical Brothers with some electro
There you
things.
go.
and- yeah, it was good. It was a good time.
Excellent. No, I did assume that was looking at you, that you are a lot cooler than those other two clowns on the couch. But it was 1997. You guys might not realise, but this was the year that Gow and I started our travels.
Oh, good God.
And yeah, we went.
Hang on. So that question had nothing. You didn't give a shit about his answer.
was a great segue.
I'm gonna segue it back to the music. So anyway, Gow and I were on our travels, and we had one CD that we had in our little piece of shit $200 car that we would drive around. That we drove all over North America and all over Canada. And it was the 1996 Triple J Hottest 100. And we just played it on repeat. And it had such incredible tracks as I Make Hamburgers by the Whitlams. And that is one that Gow's family still sings to this day.
Well, that's a salad roll, I said, and we started going out.
But yeah, look, amazing tracks. I mean, just to list a few. Rebecca's Empire. You're so rude. I could wait, different key to that, obviously, but
Yeah, absolutely
she'll
different
understand. Tumbleweed, Def FX.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, who didn't
Yeah,
love
good
Fiona
bands.
Horn? My
She was a
God.
good sort.
Frente, Dead
God.
Star, Friends Are Wrong.
Don't you talk about
Frente, fresh off Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
TV show.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
I picked
right.
him on
Yeah,
Frente watching him with Bell.
Josh Whedon, is that right? Picked
Yeah,
picked
Josh
Frente
Whedon.
to appear.
Absolutely. Did
oh,
you
look,
say
a bit-
who did you say after that?
I said Friends Are Wrong.
Friends or Rom? Okay, what song of
Yeah.
Friends or Rom was it?
All we needed was a punch in the face.
Punch in the
Oh, yeah.
face.
Yeah, so great tracks. But yeah, Matty, I'm with you on the Dinosaur Jr., and that was definitely the time. But yes, it was a big part of Gow and our lives. Gow was fingering single mothers in trailer parks in the middle of Canada, and I was just rocking out to the Triple J Hottest 100 1996 CD, waiting for my mate to come back from 10 fingering. It was a great time to be alive.
Good times. Yeah.
Now, Matty, I think that Morg cut you off. You're going to say something, I think, pertinent and
Oh,
probably
something
more
about the
relevant
movie.
to the podcast.
Well, Damo's point, I think, is right, because the trailer just it's pretty serious and fast, and none of that secondary layer of, satirical kind of stuff or anything that Paul Verhoeven was, aiming at and eventually got across the line. If you just saw the trailer, it was just an action-packed blast.
Yeah.
There was nothing else really indicative of what was going to happen. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a couple of questions in question time, which we'll cover some of that as well, which is quite good. Another good set of questions.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, lick myself out.
Yeah.
Like that. See what I did there?
That's good.
See what I did there? Okay, ordinary people. And I'll tell you what we're going to do, because it's quite a big cast, but they're all effectively nuffies. Well, let's be honest.
But when you look at every single one too on IMDb, you know how it has the top 4 movies
yes,
they've been in?
they're all the same movies.
They all list
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers is pretty much number 1 for all of them.
It is.
Even Doogie Howser, Starship Troopers.
Well, he's done nothing movie-wise.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, he's in Gone Girl. He was excellent.
He's in Gone Girl, but
he gets box cutted like a fucking.
Yeah,
sure does.
So let's start with Johnny Rico, Casper Van Dien. We'll just talk about Johnny.
Great name.
Great Johnny Rico.
I did a whole film school on Johnnies in
you did actually
in movies, because there are so many.
Good Johnny.
Johnny has to be the number 1 most popular movie for the hero, for the quarterback.
Yeah.
It's got to be Johnny.
For the dance instructor.
Yeah, Johnny the dance instructor. That's what Damo was more fingering towards.
Yeah.
But he's a daytime soap dude, really. Casper Van Dien, good looking guy, good jawline.
Oh,
Big jaw, solid
Good jaw.
He's a bit of a Morgs alike, I must say.
Oh.
He was quite a few Morgs alikes in in this film, but he was one of them. I reckon circa 90, 91, 92 Morgs alike.
Yeah. But Casper Van Dien, he peaked here. This is
him peaking.
He's peaked here.
So he married to Catherine Oxenbould, who was another
God.
soap star. Good looking woman.
Yeah,
good.
I just remember the name, thinking she was hot.
Yeah,
brunette.
Yeah, but she'd swing. She'd be sort of that blondie brown, good looking, good sort. So married a long time to her. Johnny, good leading man. Got the character arc. He's
perfect hair.
But what I'm going to say,
never had a helmet hair.
What I've got to say, could be the most pussy whipped person in all of cinema.
Oh yeah.
And I got another good question in question time about that. But look, Johnny Rico does his job, becomes Rico's roughnecks, the hero, and away we go. Move on.
So did you give any thought to the character name? Because he doesn't look like a Rico.
He's from Buenos Aires, though.
Buenos Aires.
Yeah, so but apparently it's all derived from the original source material, and the original Johnny Rico is actually a Filipino character. Hence, that's why it's not anglicized. Yeah, and also Carmen Ortega or
Ibanez.
Ibanez. Yeah,
Ibanez.
Also of Filipino or Dominican.
So they kept the names. Or Dizzy Flores. That sounds Flores once again, sort of.
Yeah.
Ace Levy.
Ace Levy.
Ace Levy sounds like a good Filipino name.
It does.
Carl Jenkins.
Oh yeah,
it's another good. I think Jenkins is the third most popular surname in Philippines.
Yeah, it is.
You're killing it, Dan. You're killing it. You can tell you've been out for 8 weeks.
Well, Gal's not here, so I'm just dropping stats bombs.
So let's talk about. I think we'll talk about probably the weakest character in the whole movie, Carmen.
Oh, what do you mean?
Okay, I don't want to take away. I've got a whole section in Good, the Bad, the Ugly in Carmen.
Oh,
and really.
She's career focused.
Is she?
Hey, you're trying to hold the women back.
No, I'm not holding the women back. She's holding them back.
You guys were talking about the layers of the film. You can take it as just a absolute splatterfest and enjoy it thoroughly, or you can dig a bit deeper and look at the themes of fascism and what war is. I don't think Paul Verhoeven told Denise Richards about any of the other themes. He just went, "You're dumb as dog shit. You're going to be perfect for my top layer." And then everything else will just work out around you.
Mate, 95% maths. She's not dumb.
She can't spell
That's
maths.
the character. I'm talking about the actor that didn't have a lot of range.
Mate, she has got one
None of them had
expression.
a lot of depth. They didn't go deep on any of them. They just kind of did their
Ironside
part
a
and then
little
left.
bit. Yeah.
Well, Ironside and Clancy Brown are probably the two best actors in the group.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
agree
sure.
with that.
Like hands and like it's not a small distance. It's like those guys are on Clendathu
Yeah.
and the other guys are on Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
Fucking
So
Zagama
there's a
Beach.
long distance. Zagama Beach.
Zagama
Zagama
Beach.
Beach. I want to go to Zagama
Of
Beach.
course, I'm good as that gonna be.
Oh, that's it.
Do you reckon that's like Patong Beach?
Oh,
Go
potato.
there with your family.
I
Maybe
reckon
not.
it's lady boys everywhere.
Oh,
and
come
Johnny's dad's going, oh, you should go to Zagama Beach. I want to Zagama Beach.
Yeah, the way the dad said it is
Yeah.
dodgy.
Yeah,
All
He
right.
definitely spent some time in Zagama Beach.
Zagama
he's had some exotic
Oh.
times.
He has. Okay, let's move on from Carmen. Denise Richards, obviously the ex-wife of Charlie Sheen.
Yep.
Uh,
Ex-Bond
could you,
girl.
could you name 4 Denise Richards films?
The world is good enough.
the world is
It's not enough.
The world is not enough.
Okay, I didn't think of Bond. Yeah, there you go. Wild Things.
Starship Troopers.
Things,
Wild
yeah.
Things.
Give me one more.
Wild Things, yeah, no more. I don't know.
She did another good one.
She did
Gorgeous. Drop
Drop
Dead
Dead Gorgeous. Yeah. Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Ah, there you
Yeah,
go.
but God, you gotta dig
Damo.
deep.
There's 4. Okay. Yeah,
She's-
but it's not easy, is it?
No.
She is so two-dimensional,
Yeah.
and that's only the 2 dimensions on a chest. Everything else about her is so.
her face is incredibly beautiful.
Do you think?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh,
believe
mate.
she has an OnlyFans now.
Yeah, she does with her
Hey,
daughter. With her
Yeah.
daughter.
Well, daughter, that's right.
I will.
Jay,
I'll
classy
clarify
Denise
this.
Richards.
Oh, just hang on a minute.
Classy.
Stop.
Sorry.
Pause.
Let's wait for the storms. Paul.
Oh.
before I
Okay,
get into this,
Damo's
you know.
going to clarify.
Oh,
in the
sorry,
storm.
Damo. Forget I said that, everyone. Don't worry
Okay,
about it. Get
Dizzy
outside.
Flores, Dinah Meyer,
Dina Meyer.
Dina
yep.
Meyer, Dinah Meyer,
90210.
90210 fame. She's also in a.
Well, actually, Denise Richards was in an episode of 90210 as well.
Really?
One.
Dina,
And Denise Richards was the girl. Remember in George and Jerry looked at
oh, she's the daughter. It's the
daughter.
the NBC's
Yeah, and
daughter.
she leaned over in front of her.
Yeah,
They get caught looking at her
He
nose.
goes, did you get a look, Costanza? Did you get a good look, Costanza?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dizzy though, kind of my dream girl. She's that's
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm down.
She's still.
That's my jam.
I think
She's
she's
a
better
great
looking
sort.
now.
She's a great sort.
She's better looking now
Yeah,
than what she
She's
was.
a great sort. Look,
What, in
look,
2025.
Yeah, yeah. She's
Wow.
a really nice looking lady.
yeah, she is. She's great.
Let me
She was in
adjudicate
a.
on this.
She was in a. She was in a Sylvester Stallone
2025.
movie where she plays his wife/girlfriend called Detox.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so
Okay,
she's
still,
been in.
still an attractive lady.
Yeah. I think she's my favorite character, Dizzy,
Yeah,
She's
mine
great
in the
too.
whole movie.
Yeah.
She's one of the
Yeah.
boys. Yeah,
Yeah.
she'd be a good bird to have around. A lot of fun.
And they, when she took, when Drill Sergeant Zim said, "What makes you think you can be in
Oh,
mine?"
yeah.
And she just went, "Okay."
Straight away.
She got the jacket off. She's in the singlet. She,
Yeah.
gets the stance and takes him on.
Yeah.
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 And she was awesome in that. And she was
Yes,
also
yeah.
the quarterback in their future
sure.
in the Space Gridiron team.
Yeah, she was. She was. Love Dizzy. She's great. She's
Yeah.
easily the best character. Ace Levy, Morgs alike. Jake Busey.
Big choppers.
Horrendous teeth.
Yeah,
Horrendous
big.
I don't
teeth.
think there's ever been a set of teeth that big,
Mr. Ed.
or the donkey in Shrek.
Yeah.
Like
Donkey.
it is
yeah.
just an immense, like beautiful shape, beautiful color,
Yeah.
just
It's
gigantic.
huge
Too
teeth.
big.
I don't know how he
throws,
talks.
he throws them out there. They're big.
Yeah, he does a bit too, doesn't he? He's not afraid to get him out there.
He could have
No.
done old Matt Dillon in something about Mary. Choppers.
PR choppers.
He could be Pete Hammond, like after his chopper replacement.
Yeah.
Oh, careful.
Well,
careful.
they-
Shout
these
out,
are even longer.
shout out to Narrabeen, all you filthy fucking scumbags.
But Ace starts as a bit of a tool bag.
He's great.
Starts as I know you'd love him. This is a quintessential Damo character, Ace. Damo loves the dicks.
Loves
Yeah,
the
but
bad
quite
guy.
he,
literally.
he changes pretty quick because he pushes
does.
in line, and then he said, "You know what? You and I can be buddies."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
You go, "Hey, he's a good bloke."
Yeah.
He's an
Yeah, he's a good
honourable. He's a bit of a douche, but he's honourable.
Yeah.
And then, when he knocks back the promotion, he says, "No, I had to go. It's not for me.
Exactly.
I'm just a regular grunt." Yeah, I reckon he's a good cunt. Yeah, good call.
Plays
Yeah.
the violin.
Absolutely. Oh,
Classically.
God.
Yeah, that was
trained.
weird.
Classically trained.
Just whips out the fiddle. Yeah.
Okay. Carl Jenkins, Doogie Howser, Neil Patrick Harris. He's not in the movie a lot, and he's sort of pretty easily.
He's third best. If Clancy Brown and Old Mate Ironside are 1 and 2, he's number 3.
Well,
he's
he
the only
gets
other, he's the only other one that you feel is acting, whereas the
Who's
rest
acting?
are above. Yeah, the rest are just kind of reading their lines and looking pretty.
he gets a bit more serious dialogue though. He's
Yeah,
more,
he ages too. I don't know if you noticed.
he does
but
actually. I agree with that.
super young at the start, but by the time
Yeah.
he's got all the weight of responsibility as sending grunts to their death, he ages more than everyone else.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. Okay, he's good though. The brain bug. He has an affair with the brain bug.
He loves it.
Is that Star Trek? I mean,
Absolutely loves it.
is that part 2?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, he has an affair with the brain bug. Starship Troopers 2.
Starship Troopers 2, yeah.
It's,
Oh, there's like a 4, isn't there? It went.
there's heaps. There's heaps of them.
Yeah.
TV
There's
series.
heaps of them,
Yeah.
Okay, Sergeant Zim, Clancy Brown, one of the
He was good.
one of the good drill sergeants in cinema.
Yeah.
Liked him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very likable.
But he's obviously like in Shawshank Redemption, he's
Yes.
that badass cop.
Yep.
He's,
Hadley.
Does it
he's-
well.
He's
Does it
the
really well.
Kurgan in
In Highlander.
Highlander. He plays a bad
You can
guy
be only
well.
one.
Here, it's a bit of a surprise. He's a bad guy. However, he's a top bloke.
Yeah.
He's such a good guy in this too.
Well, he knows he's whereas you find the drill sergeants are real, just train them, they fighter, fuck them off. He actually has a bit of feelings towards them.
Yeah. He helps.
He does. He
Is
helps
this your
Rico.
signature, Rico?
Yeah, he helps Rico. He does. Plus, they need all the ammo fodder that they can get. So don't want to knock him back. And then obviously, last but not least, Radcheck, Michael Ironside, who's a Verhoeven staple.
Loves him.
From
Loves
him. He's
Total
great in Total Recall.
Yeah.
Great in this. I think he's good in this. Really good.
Yeah, I agree.
Good as the teacher.
Yeah.
Good as as the soldier. A good death.
Yeah.
Yeah, great death.
Good
Yeah.
death.
You know what to do.
Yeah.
He's got a great voice, Michael
Yeah.
Ironside. A really good, deep voice.
Yeah, he's got a good voice. Still don't know how he rooted Sharon Stone in Total Recall, but you know.
That was impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Confusing.
Yep, absolutely.
You're
Yeah, very
confusing.
confusing. Very
Absolutely
confusing.
confusing.
Now, 1997 was a very interesting year for film. I'm just going to read you the top 5. Top movie in 97 is Titanic.
Oh, yeah.
Nearly $2 billion. Right? And I actually really enjoy Titanic. I think it's a great movie.
I still
Now-
haven't watched it again after I said I would. Sorry.
Yeah, well, we will. Now, can anyone guess what the second highest box office movie was for 1997
97.
worldwide? You're not going to
Hmm.
guess.
Uh,
You're not going to
Rush
guess
Hour.
because no, Bean. The
Ah.
Mr.
Oh.
Bean movie was number 2. Right? Now
Wow.
listen. So
That's why
Titanic
Rowan Atkinson drives Rolls Royces, a different color one for every day of the
Yep.
year.
but listen to this. Listen to this. Titanic nearly $1.9 billion
In 1997.
in 1997.
Yeah.
Missed the Bean movie, 251 million.
Close.
I reckon
neck
I've
and
seen
neck
that.
for
I
a
reckon I've seen
second.
that once.
Yeah, I can't remember seeing it, but I know I've
Yeah.
seen it, but I can't remember it. But
Not seen it.
251 million dollars. Number 2 is $1.6 million difference. A billion.
Yeah.
$1.6 billion
Everyone
difference.
went to Titanic, but Titanic was
Yeah.
on at the movies for like 6 months.
Yeah. So then Men in Black 3, 250 million. Batman and Robin, 238 million. The Lost World, Jurassic Park 2, 230 million. So not even the next 4 movies
Add
match
it up to
what
yeah,
Titanic
wow.
did.
Crazy.
Yeah. James Cameron would be pretty happy.
Yeah, Cameron is very, very happy.
As much as I shit all over Avatar, it is incredible that guy just locks himself away for decades and just drops a movie, and it just makes $1 bazillion.
Yeah.
And then he goes and makes another one. It's
It's
very
sad
impressive.
though. Like
He's robbed us of what else he
He's-
could have done in that time.
mate, I 100% agree.
yeah.
Like, what could have we gotten from James Cameron if he never thought of doing Avatar, or if he never got that deep into Titanic that he had to build submarines and do docos and all the other shit? Like, since Titanic, he did Titanic, and then he did Avatar in 2008.
Yeah.
It's 10 years later,
He's,
and then Avatar 2 only came out a couple of years ago.
It's like George R.R. Martin writing Game of Thrones books.
Yeah.
It's like 15 years in between and 10 years in between.
I really wish he had finished the last book before they
know.
did the season because they really
He seems to me like he'd spend a lot of time eating twisties and masturbating. George R.R. Martin.
with twisty fingers.
Yeah. Like
I think his dick would be orange.
Yeah,
His dick would be orange for sure.
It would be an extremely orange shaft. Yeah, he's got that look about him.
Definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know they had a particular look.
Yeah, you can tell.
define
You can
someone.
tell.
You know what? I reckon
Yeah.
you're that.
I reckon he's a twisty wanker.
Yeah,
He's a twisty
All-
finger wanker.
Yeah.
both chicken and original, but he's a twisty one.
Yeah.
Chicken's on the off days.
Yeah,
Chicken's on the off days. Nominated for 1 Academy Award.
This was?
Yep.
Special effects or something?
Visual
or-
effects.
Yeah.
Well done, Damo.
Yeah.
Budget of $105 million.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's retarded for
Retarded.
1997
Yep.
for a flick with no discernible stars, a genre flick that is confusing to say the least. How the fuck did he get away with that?
Yep.
But he'd just done Basic Instinct and Total Recall.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
No, he
Showgirls.
had juice. There's no doubt he had a bit of juice.
He just got some runs on the board.
But
Yeah.
budget of 105 million, box office 121. So
Is that worldwide?
that's worldwide. Lost a lot of money
Wow.
this movie because they would have spent a shitload on marketing.
Marketing and yeah.
So lost a lot of money. So obviously very misunderstood, has grown in cult status, and it's probably so it would have sold a lot of DVDs, I would assume.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Heaps.
Yeah, heaps of them.
What
Over
was this? It's a question for you two, the only two on this podcast that own video shops. Did this? How did this rent, Damo? What did it how to go up at Coleroy?
I can't remember actually.
Oh, no,
but
it's
I think I might have only had like one copy
yeah, I had a few copies.
as a
What-
weekly.
What? Let me phrase it another way. What were your top 3 recommendations? Girls of McDonald's.
Yes, that was number one always. Playboy Girls.
Number
McDonald's.
1, Playboy Girls of McDonald's. Number 2.
That's it. I only had one. That was it.
He had 62 copies of Playboy's Girls and McDonald's.
Bloody good show.
He had a whole shelf. Yeah. He sold tissues on the next on the next shelf.
No, there was the pharmacy next door. He was sweet.
Yeah, it was sweet actually. Just go next door. See
Yeah.
see Bob. See Bob in the lube section.
Jeez.
Released in over 2,900 theaters and about 6 weeks on average release. So didn't last very long.
Wowzers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Didn't
big
last
hit
very
for TriStar, Sony.
Yeah, absolutely. They lost a lot of wedge. I'm sure it did. I didn't even look what Paul Verhoeven's next movie was. I think he probably had a little bit of a break after this one. I reckon.
Yeah, I think this is where his heyday
Yeah.
was this sort of
Well,
decade.
he'd flip between English language Western films, then he'd fuck off back to the
Deutschland.
Netherlands. Yeah.
Holland.
and he'd do
Holland,
like
yeah.
gold member.
Yes.
All right.
Solid gold. 1997 hit, sleeper, dud, and swinger. Now the hit is our guest, Matty. How are you, mate? What do you got?
Mate, there was when you go deep, there's quite a few good ones, and surprising to hear that Bean came in second. But I went with Goodwill Hunting. Incredible cast, near original story written by those two guys, who were both super young in it, and they both acted really well. Stood the test of time, and then you got Robin Williams in there as well. So that was that's great movie.
No, Goodwill Hunting is great. We've done Goodwill Hunting, haven't we?
I wasn't on it for that one. No.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was before the
I think it was you and
I-
Gow.
Before the dark
You and
times.
Gow, Yeah.
before
Yeah.
the Empire.
Yeah.
No, you're on that, Morgs. I'm pretty sure
Was
you're
I?
on Goodwill Hunting, yeah, Morgs. I'm sure you were. Yeah.
Oops.
That was back when you used to do them every week,
Yeah, fuck that.
not bi-monthly. Sleeper, Damo, it's you.
Yeah, I had to have a bit of a look as well, but I went for probably people might call it a hit, but I went for Life is Beautiful.
Oh,
The Italian
yeah.
movie, Roberto
Mm.
Benigni.
Yeah.
He won the Academy Award.
And
for
he made
Best
an
Actor.
absolute fuckwit of himself.
No, he didn't. He was just happy. He was
No.
like Tom Cruise on the couch.
He was like Adrian Brody,
Right.
acting like a fuckwit on stage. That's what he
Yeah,
did.
he was. He was so excited. But that movie is Like once you have kids and everything, and you watch this in a different light, you go, holy shit, the efforts he went to make his son feel good in a freaking concentration camp.
Yeah.
It's an incredible movie.
No, it's tearjerker.
Oh, mate, the ending will kill you every time.
No, it's brutal.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it for a long, long time because I knew I'd be a mess.
Yeah, but you got to, because you win a tank at the end of the, you hold out for the war, you win a tank, and that's the game. This kid was wanting to win that tank.
Yeah,
it was an awesome movie though.
Yeah, great movie, good choice. You got the dud, Dan? What do you got?
Yeah, it wasn't too hard to find a dud. We love this franchise. I know Matty Beer Geek loves this franchise, but the number 4 installment was particularly fucking shit. It's Alien Resurrection. It was written by Josh Whedon and directed by Jean-Pierre Jeunet. Sigourney Weaver, Winona Ryder, they couldn't fucking help it. It's 200 years in the future, and suddenly Ripley is half alien, half Ripley. Fuck
playing
off.
basketball.
Hard to swallow. Yeah.
Hard to swallow. Could not take it. Even I reckon I've seen the film once, and I love every little bit of content that's come out of the alien world, except versus Predator. But everything else, I'll at least take in and see it a couple of times, but not this one. Even 3, I don't mind. But Alien Resurrection can eat a large bag of dicky birds.
I've watched that about 20 times just to be sure, and it is still shit.
Well done. And I admire the commitment.
Keep trying.
But
I'm the same. There's a couple parts. I don't mind the underwater bit when the aliens chasing them underwater. I think that's done quite well. But overall, terrible story. Just awful. I've never seen that in the movies and walking out going, oh,
no. But Starship Troopers is Aliens 2 or Aliens like on steroids.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of
similarities.
This is close to Aliens than Alien 4.
This is an aliens love letter. This movie.
Yeah, it's in my good. Absolutely.
I've got about 4 different things where it's it's a love letter to it. Okay, I've got the Swinger, the Relic, Penelope Ann Miller, Tom Sizemore. It's a little bit of a horror. Homicide detective and anthropologist try to destroy a South African lizard-like god. It's actually really good fun. And this is when Penelope Ann Miller had a bit of a minute after Carlito's Way.
What a gorgeous looking
mate, I'll tell you what, she
human.
gets the boobs. Snorbs report and Carlito's Way.
I'll get on the case.
Is great.
Right. She's stunning, yeah. Will Arnett was married to her. He was about 21 and she was about 39.
Yes.
And I completely understand what he was thinking. She was gorgeous.
Yeah, good looking woman.
And Tommy Sizemore is fantastic in everything he does.
Mate,
He's deep in the Heidi Fleiss Black Book in 97.
Oh,
he would have been banging 1,000 hookers.
Yeah.
He would have been like 30 bags a week.
Oh,
Yeah.
And just all over
Living
Heidi
life.
Fleiss's Black Book.
Yeah.
So, but look, The Relic is great. If you've not seen it, guys, go and give it a watch. It's a really good 90s horror.
There you go.
Yeah, I haven't watched
lot
it in
of fun.
ages, but it is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good
Great
fun.
call. Well played.
Question time. Here we go. Are the residents of Buenos Aires the descendants of the escapees of the Third Reich?
Ooh, why not?
So, because
Why not?
last time I saw anyone from South America, they weren't blonde hair, blue eyed.
No.
So, is this one of the little snippets from Verhoeven to go? This is a Nazi regime. This is fascism. This is who it is.
It's
This
the
is the
Nazi
Buenos
chic.
Aires of the future.
Yeah, Nazi chic.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, I have to go to Buenos Aires for work later in the year. So I will go and check out the Rico complex and find out for you guys. I'll also look for some spadges and we'll definitely check out
good
some
work.
schnorbs.
Yeah,
I'm sure you'll see all of
no,
that.
but at the end of World War II, a lot did go to like Brazil
Yeah.
as well,
They escaped.
Argentina. But also in Tonga, there's a lot of Germans. You remember in the boxing there was Pierre Wolfgram?
Yeah,
Like
right.
but there's a
In
lot
Tonga?
of German surname. Yeah, in Tonga. Yeah.
Tonga,
Tonga, yes.
like where
And I
Hopper's
remember-
from.
Yeah, Lolo was telling me, and I was thinking, what? So, like, you could have a kid like Lolo Goebbels or something, you know?
Lolo
But that's why, because I said, how do you get? I was talking about Pierre Wolfgram, the heavyweight champion of Tonga.
Yeah, I remember
said, how
that.
is he
Yeah,
a
of course, yeah.
Wolfgram? But there's a big German contingent of names. Yeah, in
Right.
Tonga. Yeah.
Wow.
So they spread themselves around.
Hopper Whitey Goering.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Right, there we go. I'll take your word for it. Yeah. Okay. And look, I've already asked this, but Matty, I'm going to ask you this question: Is Rico the most pussy whipped character in cinema history? He's had sex with her once.
Yeah,
really?
He's. It's hard to. It's confusing, if anything. It's hard to work out what he's doing. And he annoyed me most of the time because of that as well.
It was annoying, wasn't it?
Whitey, do you know
acting,
do you know who remind me of Whitey?
I think I have an idea.
Halsey, Jason Hall in 91. And what was that chick that was in your year that was hot that he was seeing? But it was the same, giving off Rico and Carmen vibes.
Oh,
what was her name? She had a real fucking funky name. She was a good sort.
Ursula Arasueno.
There you go.
Grief. Yes.
Halsey was Rico and she was Carmen. And it was worth it because he got to root her. But it still wasn't that manly.
He was the sort of guy, Rico, like he was saying to the other bloke, don't talk to my girlfriend. And,
oh, God,
stay away from my girl. Like those sorts of blokes, like they can talk to people. It's okay.
Yeah, but in saying that, like she was a naive, flirty fuckwit.
I don't like.
Yeah, no, he's just talking to me. Yeah. He says no, he wants to finger bang you.
Of course, yeah, but
he wants meat potatoes. Each other.
That's what he wants.
Yeah,
they are. I agree.
I'm with the Beer Geek on that one.
Okay, so leads on to the next question. Now, I think this is. If we were seeing this in 1997, it might be a different answer. Carmen or Dizzy? Who you going?
Dizzy.
Matty.
Dizzy.
Damo.
Dizzy. Carmen.
Oh, I knew you'd be Carmen. I knew you'd be Carmen.
Dizzy. Okay. Dizzy was a little bit desperate. She was a bit desperate for him.
No, but
she was as whipped as Rico was with her, with Carmen. She was just like obsessed with Johnny Rico.
Yeah, but don't you find like obsession's a bit sexy?
Oh, it is. But Carmen is a 10 out of 10. Dizzy's like an 8.
No. But you cannot put up with the shit.
Yeah,
I was going to say Carmen's when she talked. Yeah, I couldn't put up.
No.
With
it.
Yeah.
She's tragic.
She's fantastic.
She's pretty. Yeah, she's great. But the thing is, mate, is that like as we realise in this movie,
she's a pilot.
20 minutes.
She's
20 minutes. What are you going to do with Carmen for the other 23 hours and 40 minutes? She's a cardboard cutout.
Yeah, she's a pilot, mate. She's a woman of the world.
Oh, fuck.
Furthering her career.
The Carmen and Xander stuff, if anything, I thought could have been reduced and cut. It was shitting me that much.
Oh, how bad? It's the worst part of the movie.
Oh,
it's the worst part of the movie.
How funny was Xander? He's flicking his pen around. I'm the guy that's going to teach you to fly this creep.
He's such a dickhead.
But once again, Xander redeemed himself as well, right? He came out. He's got the gun. Get in. He's trying to help him escape. And then in the tunnel,
exactly.
So I think everyone had little sort of redemption arcs.
Him getting spiked in the brain, my favorite part of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
It was if I could have, I would have stood up out of my chair and gone, yes! I would have yobbed it. Yeah. Okay. If you're in the Federation and you're in training camp and you're going to have a co-ed shower, are you hiding in the corner and getting a little blood in it before you go in to the shower?
Yeah, it's all about prep for me. It'll be like
make sure you shave.
Beforehand.
Yeah,
no hair, shave it up.
I'll be doing push-ups.
With your dick.
Yeah, dick ups, 10 dick ups, 10 dick ups, 10 push-ups, 10 squats.
Oh, squats! That'd be a good look.
They were so used to it though. No one was glancing at anyone else's badges or cock and balls. Like that was normal.
But like I remember that after footy. There'd be I'd be that drained after footy that I'd be the guy from The Hangover.
Yeah.
Right? I'd be the little button mushroom. And it'd be like, you'd have to wait a while, rehydrate, get a bit of fluid directed towards the southern end, and then have a shower. Now, if you're going in, and that's without women. Yeah. If you're going to a shower with women, you got to go, you're half bar at best. You're half barring. You have to.
Yeah, because if you were say like back in remember the Playboy centerfold, you'd pull it out. There'd be like you pull it out. The It was an extra page you'd have to do. And
Oh, it was a trifold.
It was a trifold thing, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're the type that the staple hid your dick, you're going to need to do some work, some prep work before you get in there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're all a categoric yes. Now, we've already discussed this, and I think that Matty and I are very passionate about this subject, but is Denise Richards the most wooden character we've ever reviewed? Is Carmen Ibanez worse than Jennifer Jason Leigh in Backdraft?
Ooh.
Oh, she's
Them's
pretty
fighting
bad in
words.
Backdraft.
Yeah.
Jennifer Jason Leigh was one of the first targets that we had on Born to Watch. She was
Billy
really one of
Baldwin
the
as well.
first characters that we went full court press on.
Yeah.
She didn't know what
I
movie she was in.
think she
No,
didn't. She
exactly.
didn't.
Yeah.
She
yeah.
didn't. But I actually think that Carmen is way worse. She has one face, one emotion, one tone. When she's doing the breakup video, it is one of the worst things I've ever seen. Damo's about to fight me.
She's got two faces. It's either hot or very hot.
No,
I'm
it's
quite
not
happy-
hot.
I'm quite happy with that.
It's not hot. She's a cardboard cutout, mate. Danny Carpenter would call her a paper cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, terrible. Anyway, where do we think? What do we? Damo, you say no
Oh, she's fantastic.
because you're in love with her.
Yeah.
I'm a hard yes. She's way worse than Jennifer Jason Leigh.
No, I
Oh,
reckon
wow.
Jennifer Jason Leigh's worse in Backdraft. That's
Okay.
terrible.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm going to go with my Perth colleague.
Fuck.
Jennifer
All right.
Jason Leigh. Awful.
Okay, Rico and Dizzy question whether 20 minutes is enough to consummate their relationship.
What are you talking
Discuss.
about?
It'd be
Yeah.
like,
How many times?
20 minutes is undressed, foreplay, do it, wipe, shower, dress. I'm ready. Couple minutes to spare.
I'm
3
I'm
minutes.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'll be 30 seconds. That's including
Yeah.
a cigarette. Like,
You suck a mean cigarette though.
Yeah,
Like,
he didn't
20
need to extend the
minutes?
timeline. No way.
no
way.
shit. Like, and they looked at each other like, do you think? It's like,
Oh,
what?
Do you know what? I reckon it would have been even better if he said, "You've still only got 10 minutes," and they go, 10 minutes? I think that would have been better. Giving them 20 minutes should have been, fuck, we're going twice. In fact,
yeah.
like we're going to spend some elongated amount of time in foreplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, plenty of time.
Yeah. And not only that, he leaves the flap open when he walks away.
Thanks, Ratchet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous. Okay, how good a party is it when the main form of entertainment is a violin?
A
A
Yeah,
fluoro
and a couple of
violin.
footies.
like-
An
And a couple of
electric
footies.
violin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know how to have fun.
An electric violin and some footies.
I know how to have fun. And that's an order.
Some space gridiron footies and that's, yeah.
I
Oh,
gotta
and
say,
he did have about 10 kegs, so he was all right, old mate. Yeah.
yeah, I gotta say, the biggest dickhead at any party is the guy that grabs the guitar and starts playing the guitar. Right?
So that's me.
Yeah,
The
that's right.
biggest dickhead, right? Right? But he could be
like
usurped.
I'm likely to punch out Goo Goo Dolls Iris if I see a
No,
guitar.
no. Morgs is the horse with no
Fuck,
name.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah. No, horse with no name. Gow and I.
To
They
the
got
desert
Gow.
on a horse with no
No,
name.
but
Yeah.
Gal's singing that.
I
Gow
this is the-
Gow.
this is the-
Yeah.
This is
At
the
least 30 tens with me playing horse with no name.
This is the absolute pathetic 1-2 punch that was the world tour with Morgs and Gow. Was horse
Based
with
on
no
one song.
name, with Morgs missing every third chord, right,
It's
and
hard.
playing it in the wrong
It's
key,
syncopated a bit. Yeah, it's not.
and
It's
and
not a simple.
and
It's
Gow
only 2 chords, but the strumming's hard.
and Gow, who, as everyone on this that is listening to this knows, Marlene Matlin sings better than Gow. Right?
I don't know Marley Matlin. Okay, but that works.
She's the deaf and the girl from
you're gonna have
Children of
to
the
edit
Lesser
that
God
out.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
is it like Nell singing?
It's actually Mel sings better.
Oh, this is terrible.
So that is the Aussie 1-2 punch that travelled the Northern Hemisphere.
Hey, it worked. Gow pantsed a lot of ladies to me.
So
on
it's
the-
you know
on
what
the
you've got.
acoustic.
You've got you've got Gary Chirones and Nuno Betancourt on stage, and then next to them is Morgs and Gow. One of them is singing "More Than Words," and then there's Morgs and Gow going, "On the first day of the journey."
I was looking at
Oh,
all the
God.
life.
Fuck me, dude.
I'll go get my guitar. I think. I'll go. I think I need to show
Yeah, better
you.
get it. Yeah.
I better get it.
Okay. So let's dive into the subtext again. So Rico gets a public flogging given to him by an African-American gent.
Excellent.
I thought that was one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
I thought that was a statement being made right there.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah.
You think back
I
to
don't know.
Glory, Denzel Washington.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose it was probably a deliberate thing. Obviously.
Absolute deliberate thing.
It would have been deliberate for sure. It was
100% deliberate. I was like, well done, Paul.
I would like to have
Yeah.
seen a bit of a Braveheart style,
Prima nocta.
quartering, disemboweling for the punishment.
Prima nocta.
Prima nocta.
No, yeah.
Ratchet got the root dizzy.
What was it called? Quartered? Yeah.
Ratchet goes, okay, Rico,
Well,
bring Dizzy to my quarters. It's
Yeah.
Prima nocta.
Prima nocta.
Okay, last question. What happened to the 6-inch hole in Carmen's shoulder at the end of the movie?
Oh, that's in my bad.
Ooh, Yeah.
She gets spiked badly
Through the shoulder blade.
through
And
the
then just
shoulder.
walks around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's just walking around like, oh, this is so great. You know, the three of us are back together.
That proves how tough she is.
Can we always be friends?
Yeah.
Just showed how tough
And you know
she is.
what, Doogie? Doogie thought too long. He should have said, Carmen, you're a fucking idiot. I don't want to be your mate.
See you later.
I watched the Alex Garland Warfare flick last night.
Oh, yeah, what'd you think of that?
It's good.
Oh,
it's,
mate,
it's
I fell
different.
asleep.
Yeah, it's pretty slow. It's but in comparing the actual wounds of warfare
true.
to the spike of an arachnid into her shoulder, it was a piss.
That was a heavy wound focus.
Yeah,
And screaming. The screaming in that movie drove me mental.
Oh, dude. And when they come in and out with the audio because old mate's lost his hearing, and that's worth it's worth a look. Check it out. But it is it's pretty slow.
I heard a guy describe Warfare as the best world movie of all time today. And I was so disappointed with Warfare.
No,
don't get me wrong. It's not bad. It's not bad.
It was fine. Yeah,
it's not. But Morgs, that's what I thought. I thought, it's fine. It's a good war movie. They were giving it the raps like it was The Second Coming. It doesn't compare to Saving Private Ryan, Black Hawk Down. Doesn't compare.
No.
Doesn't compare. But anyway, so she miraculously healed.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
I think she still had some blood there, but she might be Wolverine. Who knows?
Yeah, adamantium. Okay, well done, people. Born to watch only fans.
Oh, look out!
We've got
Can't be about me. I'm never on this fucking thing. I might just tune out.
Well, before we start, just so everyone knows, I think that Dan has finally found his demographic.
Oh, okay.
Because my 19-year-old son has now started to listen to the podcast after 3 years of podcasting. He said he started to work this year at doing landscaping, and he's come home and said, I'm listening to your podcast, and asked me to suggest some episodes. And he goes, so I gave him some, and I think he's now starting to work through them. And if he hasn't seen the movie, he's listening to the podcast and he's going and watching the movie. Comes home the other day. He says to me, he goes, listen to The Wedding Singer today, Dad. I said, oh, yeah, it's a good movie. He goes, I don't think I've seen it. I'm going to go watch it. I said, yeah, cool. And he goes, can I be on the podcast? And I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, can I review a movie? I said, sure, mate. Just, send me a list of movies and we can see if we can fit you in the rotation. Now, it's not easy. We're pretty busy. And so he sends me, and then anyway, as he turns around to walk upstairs, he turns around and he goes, Mork's got to be on it, though. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, he's pretty funny.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, well, there you go.
So
Morgs,
that's my jam.
Your
Yeah.
demographic, 19-year-old dickheads with
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
idea. You've
Awesome.
nailed it. Well done.
Absolutely nailed it. Lukey,
We've
come
got
on
a-
for the ride.
We've got a couple of voicemails here, and we're going to actually start with a very short one, and it's a retort, possibly.
Oh, good
Let's
grief.
see.
2 minutes and 30 seconds into the podcast, and yous are already running your mouth. That's all I got to say for now. Carry on.
Will the workie.
Will the workie.
Will the workie in response to the beef report,
Yeah.
the response of the beef report. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, we've got another one from has in very quick succession. This is his second voicemail.
Oh, good
He's
grief.
very scared to do his first one, but he's really running with it now. So let's hear from our old mate.
G'day guys, Choppers again. We talked a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to let it go, but I couldn't, so I'm here for a rant. During the latest pod, you posed the question, is Tom Cruise the greatest movie star, or is there an argument to be made for Leo DiCaprio? With respect, fuck off. Tom Cruise hangs from aeroplanes, big ones, small ones. He rides motorbikes off cliffs. He's flown jet fighters. He's gone up against Jack Nicholson in a military court, survived an alien invasion, and crushed another alien invasion. All for us. From what I've watched of Leo DiCaprio, he does okay, mostly. But what has he really given us? Oh, yeah? Well, our grandkids are asking, did you see the movie where Tom Cruise clung to a massive Airbus plane, or see him make an alien version of Groundhog Day? Those same grandkids will still be arguing the age-old Leonardo DiCaprio question, could Jacka fit on the door? And they'll be watching Leo movies produced by Netflix. Yeah, the television channel. If the question remains greatest movie star today, Tom Cruise. There it is, asked and answered. Bye-bye, fellas. Until next time.
That's a compelling argument.
Outstanding.
Compelling. Compelling.
definitive,
He
isn't it?
did forget 14 Fists of McCluskey.
He did.
It is a made-up movie, though.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's
Well done, Chubbers. Keep him coming in, mate.
That
Was,
is,
that was
he's got a fine
Wow.
point.
Yeah.
I think I think we still said Tom Cruise.
no.
did we?
The question was, the question was, if Tom Cruise is the greatest movie star of all time and to date, what does that make Leonardo DiCaprio? Where does he sit?
He's up there.
And I think that I agree with him. I don't think Leonardo DiCaprio can
You can't fly a plane.
touch Tom Cruise. He's the greatest. But I like Leo. He makes good movies. They're just different. They're
Yeah.
different movies.
Yeah, he's more refined. He's slipping closer to the Tom Hanks, nice
Correct.
guy,
Oh.
dad figure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Rooting 19-year-olds like Tom Hanks.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Go Leo.
Yeah.
Go Leo. Love him. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Brought to you by our mates Gage Roads Brew Company. Damo, you've still got your case of single fin at home. It's about time you cracked into them.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, mate.
I've got to start drinking.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Take it up.
Try.
Matty
Yeah.
Beer Geek, these guys originated in the West.
Yeah, it's
Gage
actually their
Roads.
20th birthday today.
Crazy.
Oh,
they
wow.
were-
Oh, geez.
Yeah, giant piss up down in Frio
I
today
bet,
for everyone
yeah.
at E-Shed. But yeah, they went through some tough times and then came out the back end really strong. So yeah, good
Great stuff.
booze.
Good piss. Yeah.
Good
Well
Aussie
done.
piss.
Mm.
Now we're gonna start with the good. We're gonna go straight to you, special guest Matt. What do you got for good?
This will be about 15 minutes, I reckon. He's
Good.
probably
Yeah,
loving
yeah,
it.
just laundry list. Nah, so first 3 minutes I thought was pretty captivating. Like if you were just going in blind, just sitting down and watching it, and Federal Network comes up in your face and straight away goes to the soldiers and like, I'm doing my part. All the way through into the overrun situation on Clendathu, which is just under 3 minutes, I think. You're basically left going, well, it looks like the main character's dead.
Yeah.
And then it cycles back, a year or so, wherever it goes, and then it takes you into that halfway through the movie. So I thought that was quite good and probably wouldn't have had the same kind of traction if it just started in high school. Probably be a bit
That's a
slower.
bloody
and
good
you'd be like,
point, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good
I
start.
actually, I've often thought if I was to write a movie, I'd start my movie like that halfway through the movie, and then flash back because you want to capture them with something. Give them a little loss leader.
Yeah.
Like a $5, you used to get like a $2 pack of cobbers.
Yeah.
They're the lost leaders at the front of the shops.
It happened
know,
in
and-
Inception last week, but it was like 90% to the end, but just that little snippet.
For sure.
But it's the same sort of thing. You
Yeah.
just get invested. Like, hang on,
You're
what's
like,
this?
What's going on? Yeah. It's great. I've got the same thing.
Tell me more.
Yeah.
The general, I guess, satire, the way Paul Verhoeven has, leans into it, and his take on the book that he kind of, from 1959, which he didn't actually end up finishing reading because he thought it was boring. He just took his own kind of stance on it and threw it in, which I thought was great. And you don't get that in the trailer. And then I got huge aliens vibes from this. I think, Damo, you guys mentioned it before, just the whole Space Marines camaraderie. It was seemed to be executed on a B grade level, but you still had, that was the focus most of the way through the film. So it was just fun. It was a fun watch.
Yeah.
Did you notice, though, there was a Hudson scene in it? Like when they first landed, one bloke was going, "You want some of this?" He ran out in front of all of his mates.
So absolutely. On that, Matty. So the guns look like M41A pulse rifle. The same thing at the top. That's sort of like the handle. They've got a grenade launcher underneath.
Yeah.
Right? They've got a grenade launcher underneath. The drop ship, not the metal thing, the actual ship looks like the drop ship in Aliens.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then when Radchek dies and he's in the hole, he's shooting down in the hole like Hudson, and he's going, "You want some? You want some?"
Yeah.
There were so many little love
Aliens.
drops to aliens throughout the movie. Really cool.
Bloody oath.
Yeah, really cool.
Really cool.
Anything else, mate?
No, that's all for good.
Okay, perfect. Damo, what about you?
Oh, I better have a quick. Well, the shower scene.
I've got it in my good too. It's so unnecessary, but it's
No,
so
it's
good.
not. It is actually, it's revolutionized movie. We watched
love that.
We watched Rebel Moon, remember? And they sat around a table for that exposition scene. Remember they said, "So what brings you here? And now you, what brings you here?
It was
And
terrible.
now you, what brings you here?" I'll tell you what, if that was a shower scene, it's brilliant exposition.
You'd be watching.
You
Great
can
call.
do
Great
exposition now as a shower scene and get away with the most obvious exposition. It was, what about you? Why'd you enlist? What about you? And who gives a shit? They were in the shower all together, nude, and it was like, this is the best exposition scene ever. Because it's now,
it took you away from the exposition.
It does, and so I think it's the new way. If you want to do exposition, real blatantly obvious, shower scene.
Okay, so start your movie halfway through flashback.
Yeah.
Tick 1. Tick 2.
We've just been
shower scene
watching
exposition.
watching the Electric State at my house because my daughters are right into it because they're big Millie Bobby Brown fans, and that is just it's about an hour and a half of exposition, that film, and she is also Carmen-esque in her inability to act. She's great in Stranger Things, very good as 11. Fucking awful in the Electric State, as is Chris Pratt. It's not a very good movie and a very expensive
it's not good.
movie, but it's an
it's not great.
exposition-a-thon. And but saying that, my daughters absolutely love it, so they're doing something right
For the kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I will,
for the kids.
and to continue on, there was a lot of exposition in this show, but it was all done via, and this one I liked.
It's all done via the bloody network.
The news reports.
Federal network,
The war updates.
Yeah.
The recruitment ads. The execution tonight at 6, on all net, all channels. Showing kids with guns and bullets in those recruitment ads. The Mormon Outpost.
That was funny.
News report.
Because before the Mormon Outpost was the cow being slaughtered, they didn't show it. Then they show the Mormon Outpost, and there's 1,000 dead people.
But it's
Ripped
always
to
like,
shreds.
no, they're here for peace.
Yeah.
They're all, and they're all massacred.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing, obviously, the drill sergeant trope went to the next level here. You normally have the drill sergeant who's pretty tough. This guy was breaking arms. This guy was throwing knives into hands.
Yeah.
It actually went, let's do the trope, but let's go, holy shit, 10 miles over the top.
Yeah.
Like to see Eric Broscutter get his hand broken, his arm broken right at the beginning, you go, this is one hell of a drill sergeant.
Yeah, no, it's not
It was
nice.
pretty full on.
Yeah.
Ultra
Definitely would have
violence.
thrown
Paul
Dufresne off the
Verhoeven.
building.
Oh, yeah. A super violent. You just didn't expect that.
Love
to
the
go,
Hogan.
oh, Jesus. Okay. Yep. There's some goods.
Daniel, what do you got?
Yeah, I agree with both Mr. Beer Geek and Mr. Damo, but for me, the look of the film, it still holds up today. Super recognizable as a Verhoeven joint, and I got a lot of Total Recall vibes, and I believe they used reused quite a bit of the set pieces from Total Recall in this, but just the film stock, everything said to me Total Recall and Paul Verhoeven. But I'm just very impressed that I can watch it in 2025 and think, yeah, this looks fucking good. This CGI is excellent. I don't feel like I'm taken out of the film when all of the arachnids come in, and yeah, just a very, very good looking picture.
Yeah, I agree. I think it looked. I was actually expecting to feel a bit like The Last Starfighter.
Oh God, right?
When for the CGI, because it does. It could go that way. It feels like it could go that way, and it doesn't. It never does. It sort of goes to the limit and pulls it back. And I think it's for 1997. The CGI is incredible. Like the bugs.
Yeah.
The bugs are great. Like and in saying that, we talk a lot. We love practical filmmaking and practical effects, and I think there are only 2 or 3 animatronic bugs, and the rest of them were all CGI. So when you've got 97% or 99% of your screen is CGI, it looks great. It really does.
Yeah.
The tone, I really appreciate it this time around. Like, I haven't, obviously watching it for the podcast, I want to try and read into a bit more. I loved the Federation ads. I loved all that side of it. And I do remember watching it in the cinema, and the first thing you get is the ad, like what you said, Matty. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
What's going on? Is this a trailer?
Exactly right. And I had the same feeling with Pulp Fiction. I remember seeing Pulp Fiction for the first time. I think I mentioned it on the pod, but sitting in a cinema on my own, and it's the credits and the music's playing, and then he starts to scroll or roll the dial through the different radio stations to get. I'm thinking, what's going on with the sound?
Oh yeah,
this is fucked. And then next thing it cuts into Jungle Boogie, and it's like, and I felt the same thing here, where it tried to take me out of the movie, but it then corrected me and brought me back in. I'm
like a booty sweat ad at the beginning of Tropic Thunder.
A bit like a booty sweat ad, yes.
Busting up.
Yeah.
Pop an ass open.
Yeah, absolutely. I mentioned the Aliens love letter, which I love. I thought the initial Klendathu, the free-for-all, is great. Like, when you look at the scale that they're up against, like they can't win. Right? They just can't win.
That's right. They established some really high stakes, because I thought, hang on, we're just going to go and squash them. But they were getting their butts
at
kicked.
the outpost. Then it leads like the outpost scene, which I think from the minute they get there, when it's deserted and they start to piece together about the brain bug, I thought that whole 20 minutes was excellent. There's the right amount of exposition. There's the right amount of action. People die. Like, the stakes are high. Radchek dies, I think. And then you look above the rim, and there's a trillion bugs. And luckily, luckily Carmen gets there in time with her stone face to save the day.
Xander gets out.
Xander gets out. Yeah,
he's only got a rifle too. He's doing one shots. He must be going for the nerve stem.
He's going straight for the stem.
Yeah, which a lot of them forgot to do.
Yeah, just go for the stem.
A lot of them forgot to do.
And you only, in the whole movie, you only ever see one change of a magazine. Dizzy goes, I'm out.
He was out.
Rico, and they
make them count.
8 million bullets in this movie.
Yeah, I've got that in my bag. They just forgot, weren't actually trained how to use rifles at all. Yeah.
No, exactly. And I've got, when they abandoned ship, I thought that was a really cool scene when Xander and Carmen abandoned ship.
Just made
it, of course. The other guy doesn't, but they get out. But then running into the dead guys in the space that are just floating. I thought that was really cool.
Was cool.
Really cool bit. I thought
that's good.
Yeah, that's a good bit. And then, of course, I've already mentioned it, Xander's death.
Oh,
loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. And you know what?
One day, someone that looks like me is going to kill you.
Oh, my God. Then again, another Verhoeven, it's a vagina.
Yeah.
The brain bug's mouth, vagina.
Yeah, he can't help himself.
Can't help himself. He's obsessed. He's obsessed.
Well, a lot of the creatures came a bit from H.R. Geiger's work as well, I read. A lot of alien stuff in there in the design. So there's your vagina.
Yeah, absolutely. Go. Love that. Got bad. Damo, we'll go with you. What do you got for bad?
Bad. Oh, geez, you caught me on the hole. When Carmen was reversing out in that first bit, right?
Oh.
She really didn't need to do the full lock reverse, because there's nothing there. There's nothing behind it. Just go straight out, like straight, and then you can basically just turn. Really unnecessary. The biology class, no gloves, no coats.
The first thing Megan said was, no gloves.
Yeah, like just cutting into these bugs. Yeah, get your hands in there, pull out their whatever.
Lifting up
their guts.
organs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've all got COVID.
Stuff splatting all over them. At least they had these safety goggles on though.
They were space pangolins. Everyone's got COVID.
Yeah.
They're going down.
Like,
Did you have to root it?
In they're having that party in complete enemy territory.
Oh,
Like,
God.
yeah. Let's just sit down.
Yeah, because they're not going to come back.
There's, we're completely safe. They're in like hostile territory. Let's just have a little party.
Yeah, take 20 minutes. It'll be fine.
Take 20 minutes because we could be dead in 16 seconds.
Yeah, I know. And you think with the human technology, and I know, like, there was no tanks, but they could have watched Star Wars back in the day and had a couple of AT-AT walkers on that planet.
Why are they still got bullets?
Might have gone all right.
Why are they? They train with lasers. They train with lasers.
Well, yeah, but they were laser tag lasers.
But still,
I bet you they've got proper lasers. They should have.
Yeah. But they could have had like some sort of steel, like AT-AT walkers or something.
At the end of the movie,
some heavy duty guns.
I agree. They need some artillery, definitely, because the bugs have them.
Yeah,
they got the big Christmas beetles.
Yeah,
they come out.
Yep, some bads there.
Okay, Matty, what do you got bad?
Few we've already covered, but Casper's and Denise Richards acting just as the two leads, I guess. I mean, as I've watched this a lot, and each year I notice it more. And analyzing this time, it was so annoying. I actually didn't finish my last watch, but it was hard. Which leads in, I guess, just a lack of depth. Like, if they had average actors not really trying, I mean, for a Paul Verhoeven joint, should there have been some better actors in there giving it a go? Maybe the movie didn't need it. It's a question I kind of ask.
Do you think it's a question. So do you think if you put better actors in, this becomes Edge of Tomorrow quality?
Oh, I don't know. No. Maybe.
Oh. I don't think it could get to the Edge of Tomorrow, but if you put,
but the script was nowhere near to the level of Edge of Tomorrow.
No, but it's not. But if you have better actors, maybe there's better collaboration.
They could give it a crack. Yeah.
There's better. Hey, Paul, chill, brother.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise goes, how about we do this?
Terrific presentation.
Yeah. First. The best line in the whole movie. First. Terrific presentation. That's the best. Just the best. Yeah. Anything else, mate?
18-year-olds who, they look 30.
Yeah.
Or one of them was 36 or something. I think it was terrible. And then we mentioned before, just rifle use. They're all just shooting up in the air, like at each other and around each other.
Oh, yeah. Yes. They're in a circle almost, weren't they?
In a circle. And then in the first live fire training exercise, obviously someone gets killed, but there's cadets everywhere. There's people everywhere, and you're just shooting.
Yeah.
Is that a Verhoeven trope? Because he did it in Total Recall when Schwarzenegger did the hologram, and they were all in a circle around him, and they all shot into the hologram, which essentially would have killed every single person on the outside of the circle. I don't know. I think that's his thing. It's like, who cares if he's in front of you?
Don't matter.
Who cares? Yeah.
Until we need it to matter.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he does that on purpose for ridiculousness.
I don't think he does.
He's just letting that happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Just looks good. Dan, what do you got for bad?
I agree with Mr. Beer Geek. I couldn't go past the woodenness of not so much Casper. I get that he was meant to represent the Aryan style of true-blooded warrior, I guess, in his linking the film to fascism and warfare in general. But Denise Richards, for me, she was not in on the joke. She was just super wooden and was chosen, I think, extremely well by the director, but very, very difficult to take in the revisit, except for her beauty, which Damo has pointed out. But I'm a Dizzy guy, so didn't really think of her spadger too much.
There's no doubt she's very beautiful, right? She's stunning to look at, but fucking hell. Yeah. So my bad, Carmen in general.
Oh, God, this is unbelievable.
Okay, so I'm just going to go through a few things. She checks her test scores, 96% maths. And then she goes, let's check yours, Rico. Brings his up and then goes, I'm going to go talk to Johnny and just brushes him. and then just leaves his score there.
Yeah, but Doogie Howser brought it
No,
up.
I know Doogie Howser brought it up big, but Johnny didn't want to look at his score, and she had no interest in him.
No.
She wanted to go talk to fucking old Philo, who was going to go join the Federation. The footy game, she's flirting with
Space
Xander.
Gridiron.
She's so naive. Like, Xander obviously wants to bone her. She's got no idea. One face, one emotion. It's when her and Xander in general, as Matty said earlier, I fucking hate them. I hate them together. I think it's pathetic.
I like the way Patrick Muldoon acts. I like the way he...
He's
I
a
just
smart
like his
man.
mannerism. He was good as Richard Hart in Melrose Place.
Oh, damn.
I've got a Melrose Place bias. Remind me of Richard from Melrose Place. I just like the way he talks. I think he's kind of cool.
Okay. This is my quote. Denise Richards is a tragedy. Anytime she has to be remotely serious, it's bad. And we'll use the voicemail when she breaks up with Xander, and she's like,
she's going career.
She's like, she cuts, and she's the planets
right.
are there.
Isn't it beautiful?
And she's like, isn't this beautiful?
This.
You know, out by the stars. And Johnny, this is why I say this like this, because I'm going to go career. I don't think I'm coming back.
That
I
was
need to
better.
be out here. I need to be out here.
Do you think it's better? He's just,
Mate.
Well, you could have done the audition. There you go.
She's so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Rico's dad, not a fan.
No, he's
Not a
bit-
fan
yeah,
of Rico's dad at all.
Sagama Beach.
Yeah, I know he's definitely got some
it's
some hermaphrodite poontang in Zama Beach.
Yeah.
But the music at the school dance. Watch the days go by.
I
21st
forgot to
century
mention
high.
I can't even remember
I
it.
have not been to paradise. Right.
You really listen to it.
It is the worst song in
Oh my
the
God.
167 episodes
Yeah,
of
okay.
Born to Watch.
Well, hang on.
This is the
I
worst
forgot to
song.
list that. You are totally
Yeah.
right. That is shit. Yeah.
Watch the days go by.
There's some dance
It
moves
is.
going
It's
on
like it's sort of Frente-esque,
Oh, right, yeah.
right? But
Accidentally killing
oh
Street.
my
Yeah.
God, it is so
Friends and
fucking bad.
neighbors sometimes
And
meet.
then, old mate from The Wire has been stabbed to death, and he goes, "Give me the nuke. I'm gonna give me the nuke. I'm gonna blow him up. I can't move, but I'll blow him up, and they're gonna get up. I'll shoot him." Right? So he's there, and he's gone from being a cripple to being able to sit up and shoot. But not only that, we've seen the damage the nuke does when Rico shoots it into the hole and nearly blows everyone up. They outrun it.
They
They outrun it.
Yeah.
They outrun it.
But some rocks collapse.
But the rocks collapse
Yeah.
at the right time.
Brilliant.
And I was like, are they like, come
That's-
on.
Yeah, that happens.
Fuck. Anyway.
He was
Anyone
a
for
terrible actor,
ugly.
that guy. It's terrible.
Oh, yeah, he's not good. He's good in The Wire. He's good in The Wire.
Mm.
Not good in this movie.
He really liked Rico, didn't he? He was really impressed with him. Like
Well, he was a suck up.
yeah,
He was Rad.
yeah.
He was Radcheck's,
Yeah.
and wristy partner, and,
then
he became.
he's just jumped on board the Rico train.
He's the quintessential. I'm the assistant manager. No, you're the
Yeah.
assistant to the manager.
Yeah,
You're the assistant to the general manager. He's Gareth. He's
Yeah.
Gareth from The Office.
Rico's
No, I think-
Wristies.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
I think the only ugly I had was they're like probably when they go, okay, let's come up with a design for the brain bug. I want to have a nut sack, I want to have a vagina, and then I want to have a dick sticking out the vagina that goes into someone's head.
You
Like,
gotta tick, tick, tick.
it's like what?
Do you know what it looks like? It looks like the from the original June movie '84, David Lynch. It looks like
The
the
sandworms.
no. It looks like the brain
brain
thing. The
things,
brain thing.
yeah.
It's almost
Yeah.
exactly like that. So yeah, is that it for ugly for you?
Unusual design.
Unusual design. Maddie,
It
anything
took
for
like,
ugly?
14 people to operate it as well, apparently.
Wow.
That's the whole brain bug. Yeah. More than
Shit,
Jabba.
so it was one big sack thing.
It was
Well,
big
it's like a standard vagina. Takes about 14 people to find the
Takes about
clitoris.
14, 15.
Yeah. Yeah. Matty, anything for ugly?
I guess that the idea that violence equals citizenship, going back to old mate's book, that's pretty deep when you think about it. If
It is, yeah.
we ever get to that level, that's pretty serious. The football uniforms were very ugly. They can't be playing
Space
in
Gridiron.
those.
What else? What else are you going to wear in Space Gridiron? Yeah.
The padding was
And-
all in
and-
the wrong areas, so it's fucking shit.
Yeah.
The somersault, the leaping backward somersault
Oh,
roundoff was
the what's it called? The three flick. What's it called?
Flip
The
three
move they do?
6-hole or something.
Yeah, that's it. Something like that. We're gonna do a 3-flip 6-hole.
nothing like the old sidestep or just to run over him.
Couldn't have done it without your Diz.
Yeah.
Couldn't have done it without your Diz. Well, you did. You did it without her. Anyway, Dan, anything for ugly?
I too, we've discussed it. Jake Busey's Barry Beath, they were disgusting. And the brain bugs mutt, that was also disgusting.
Very ugly.
That was his face.
Yeah.
Like, that was his face.
Yeah, terrible. Terrible. Okay, I've got live ammunition in training. Just never ends well.
No.
It's such a dumb thing. So they do all this training without ammunition. Then the final thing is live ammunition. Let's just do live ammunition.
Yep.
Because we've got to weed out the real idiots now. Dumb. Again, how dumb is Rico? He essentially has to be ordered to root Diz.
Yeah.
Like Radcheck's like, hey,
Don't knock
hey
back a good
brother,
thing. Yeah,
hey
whatever.
brother, I'm going to let you in on a secret here. If a girl wants to fuck you, fuck them. Right? If you are single and someone is stupid enough to want to have sex with you,
On the cans in the middle of a war zone.
have sex with them.
That's what I think. If the armies were that sort of makeup between men and women, not a lot of fighting, not a lot of, you'd get a little bit distracted, I'd imagine. Like we got this water fight. Yeah, but hang on, I got Diz here.
I've got a six-way going on in the mess tent.
I'm not gonna. Yeah,
You're not going to wait for the co-ed showers. Probably.
Yeah, it gets a bit distracting.
Yeah, there'd be a few. Yeah, anyway.
Be a lot of
Okay,
rooting.
my last. They go into the tunnel, and they're not looking for Carmen, but they go into a tunnel that then V's off. Suddenly, Rico becomes psychic when he couldn't even pick a 10 of spades.
He's not psychic.
Right? No, but
Yeah.
Doogie psychics in. But
yeah.
he must be receptive,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You've got to be an antenna
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
able to receive. Because I can sit here like this.
Mate, if
You can't tell what I'm
if-
thinking
if-
about.
Yeah, I can.
I can tell what you're thinking about. You're thinking about Denise Richards' tits.
You're thinking about cheese twisties and having a flog.
With George R.R. Martin.
Not in that order.
But if he can talk to a weasel or a ferret or whatever that thing was, he can.
Is that a gerbil?
No,
Thought it might have been a
It
gerbil.
wasn't a gerbil. No,
Thought it might have been gerbil. Out of Neil Patrick's personal
could have been.
collection.
It could have been.
Oh,
I think gerbils are more
dear me.
mice-like. This was. Yeah.
Oh, really? I don't know.
so,
We'll ask
yeah.
Richard Gere.
Yeah.
We'll get him on the line next week for OnlyFans.
Mm.
But they've got two things to go. And they go down the right. But not only that, they go, stay on mission. We've got to stay on the mission. So Rico, after it's already been established that the whole squad is kids, he takes the three senior officers. He takes Barry Beef and he takes Wire Bad Actor.
Yeah.
And the three senior officers go down one way and all the kids go the other way.
It was like Captain Kirk. I'm taking Spock and McCoy. Let's go.
It's just
Like, come on.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. Quick fire, Daniel. Take it away.
Yes, gentlemen. Quick fire for this week. Starting off with lookalike morgues, like quite a few. We've already all agreed on Casper Van Diem, definitely a young morgues, 91, 92, square-jawed, short hair. Definitely would have had a chance to finger quite a lot of flange should Casper have been in Cromer High at the same stage as me. Any others that you struck as lookalikes of anyone? Doesn't necessarily have to be me. Damo.
Well, I thought, keeping with the Melrose Place theme, that Casper Van Dien actually looks like Grant Show, who's Jake.
Oh, Jake.
The real strong jawline.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
And I'm going to go to, I'll add Nathan Cleary too with the jawline.
Oh,
Rodney
that
Howe.
is, yeah. They've been capturing
Ramjet.
side
Yeah.
face of Cleary lately on the telecast, and it's a very,
it's
very
protruding.
impressive
It's,
draw. Yeah,
it's going like a half, like looking at the moon.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mary Fowler loves it.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
would.
Mary
yeah.
Fowler loves it. Because it's 2 for 1.
Chin me.
Yeah, chin me. Gets 2
Yeah.
for 1.
You got 20 minutes. 10 minutes with the chin.
Any other lookalikes in there that you saw?
Oh, Dan, I reckon when you were at your heaviest, you looked a bit like the brain bug.
Like vagina face.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2003 probably could have passed with brain bug. I'll accept that. Well done, everyone. Next up, 5-minute movie. What could one of the characters have done to make this a really, really fast movie? Anything down there on Buenos Aires that could have prevented a full-on war with the arachnids?
I'm not saying 5, but I'm saying maybe it's about 45 to an hour. They could have shot that asteroid out of its orbit, couldn't they?
Well, they could have
that
got
kills
Bruce Willis
Buenos
and
Aires.
all that. Yeah, the best oil drillers in the world, and they could have shot it.
They
up
nearly
there.
rammed it. They could have
Yeah.
just turned around and gone, let's just get the cannons out and obliterate it.
But what about when Carmen and Richard Muldoon, Xander,
Patrick. Richard Hart from Melrose Place. So I'm the guy to teach you how to fly this creek.
Oh my God. When they're first flying and then they go, there's a gravity shift.
Yeah.
There's a gravity shift.
Yeah.
There's something coming and there's a gravity shift. And then they look out to space and there's nothing there. And then they look down at their screen and then they look up and the more asteroids right in front of them.
It's right in front of them.
Aren't you going to see the like space is infinite, right? You're going to see the asteroid.
Yeah.
It just doesn't teleport there.
And then they really delayed the evasive maneuvers.
Mate, just turn.
1 second.
Yeah.
Let's just hold
For
it.
no
hold
reason.
it. Hold it.
No reason.
Now.
No reason.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah,
It's
now.
like, why now? It's actually, you could have done it 5 seconds ago.
It's a bit like releasing the fuel lines. Let's just wait right to the end.
Very last second.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you know what, Carmen? Just release the fuel
They
lines.
couldn't keep up with me at whatever it was.
Fuck.
Simulations.
Fucking hell.
I don't know about you guys, but the Apple IIe graphics didn't really pay off with what was seen outside the windows that the two pilots were looking at compared to what was on the screen. It was another probably poor homage to Alien and Aliens, where computer graphics hadn't quite caught up.
Mm.
It looked like the targeting computer in Star Wars.
It did. It did. 20 years later, exactly.
Yeah.
Luke,
Excellent.
is there anything
I'll
wrong with the targeting computer?
You turned it off.
Next up, the golden ticket for anything that has passed over from Starship Troopers into popular culture. Matty Beer Geek, is there anything that you find yourself saying day to day that is directly taken from this flick?
Would you like to know more? It's probably
Yes.
the closest it gets to, but apart from
It's
that,
probably something the four of us giggle about, but I don't know that it's made
it's
it
not
over
going to the
into
wider
No,
community.
I'd say it's there.
Could we say that it's not necessarily maybe a saying that's in pop culture, but the co-ed showers is definitely pop culture. Like if you
Yeah.
talk, if you say
I
Starship
mention the
Troopers,
Starship Trooper showers all the
the
time.
first
Yeah.
thing, you use it.
Yeah.
Damo uses it all the time. The
Yeah.
shower scene.
But even
You would've-
Starship
yeah.
Troopers, the name Starship Troopers, you just know it's like this army go and fight bugs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Definitely. I'll
Like-
take that. And I think to your point, Whitey, about the showers, I think when everyone thinks of Starship Troopers, you immediately think how much blood you'd have to get in it if you were in the shower. So that's,
100%.
it's
100%.
definitely a universal theme. Thank you. Next up, pig-faced lickouts from Johnny's mates in The Karate Kid for the biggest douchebag character in the film. I know who I think. Whitey, anyone that you particularly
Oh, look,
dislike in this?
Oh, Xander. It's got to be Xander, right?
Oh.
It's got to be Xander. I could
He
go
does
Carmen
redeem. He's
because
got a bit of an arc. He does. He
does.
saves Carmen, and he does fight
well, then it's,
pretty hard.
if we can't have Xander, it's Carmen.
Well,
Yeah, I think
Well,
for me it's
Xander's-
Carmen.
Xander's
Yeah.
arc is redeeming, but for the most of the movie, he is a dickhead.
Annoying.
He's a dick.
he's the one put in there to be the rival.
To be the dick.
Yeah, absolutely. That's his role.
Yeah.
To be the dick, and he does it bloody well.
He does.
Picks a
he
fight
does.
with him, you know.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Is that a wig? You reckon he's got, it's
No,
Patrick.
he's got good hair.
Okay.
Really good
Yeah,
hair.
good hair.
Did anyone else find it weird during the fight scene? They were playing Fade Into You by
Oh,
Mazzy
Mazzy Star. Yes, yes.
I
It
didn't
was
notice.
obvious deliberate choice. Yeah,
I
just
found it
slowed
really
right
unusual
down,
this
yeah.
time. Yeah.
I don't even know that song.
They should have played that at the dance.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
have not been to paradise.
I'm gonna go back and look at the dance song. Thank you.
So hey, who won the fight? Who do you think won the fight?
Oh, it was even.
Yeah, it was pretty even. Pretty even. He got
But-
sucker
but-
punched, but he got his,
He
he's
did.
got his own.
He
back
was the only
pretty
one
quick.
bleeding though.
Yeah,
Old
It was even.
Xander.
It was even.
Yeah.
Odds even.
Yeah.
good call.
I love that.
Well
Do
done.
you reckon that? Hang on, Dan. Do you reckon that works really? If you go, rank does not matter.
Yeah, I know.
It's a bit of a
here.
trope, bit of a trope, but yeah.
Does not. I'm pretty sure that his boss is going, rank matters, cunt.
Yeah. Dean Norris is not that stoked back down on Earth.
No,
at the,
he's not.
The training centre. No.
He's going, I wore a vagina face for the last Total Recall movie.
Yeah.
Not having any of this shit.
Excellent. Next up, Steven Seagal running for a particularly poor showing of athletic prowess. Damo, anyone in Starship Troopers that disappointed you with their coordination?
I think I was watching a couple of the future gridiron players, in the ones that were trying to
I thought they
tackle.
were all right.
Oh,
I thought they were okay. And I thought
Yeah, the
Dizzy
ones that-
when he
when
does
he
the-
was
was
when he's
okay
doing
as
the
well.
bumps, like there was some real poor tackle attempts.
When he does the
Okay.
flip six, when he does the flip 6-3 hole or whatever,
When
and they all just fall over each
yeah,
other.
but not Rico. But when Xander's running, he's just bumping him off, mate. He's just
Stage
just
kid.
playing
It was
Theater
all
hard.
right,
kid.
that scene.
Theater kid.
Yeah.
I
But
would
there
like to
was
see
no. I didn't see any real crazy legs, and I thought even when they had Dizzy throwing, she looked like she could throw, which is
Yes,
unusual.
she did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was more the
I
tack-
thought it was well handled.
Have you seen Hingle McCrinkleberry? Have you seen him play?
Have
In-
not.
No,
What are you talking about?
Gridiron. Hingle McCrinkleberry.
no, I haven't seen it.
Well, you have to look at it. Look him up. He's in Key and Peel.
Okay.
Hingle McCrinkleberry's post touchdown celebrations,
Okay.
because there was some major touchdown celebrations in this. They were
That's
pretty
right.
happy. They
Yeah,
were pretty
they were
happy. But
actually,
you
yeah.
have to check Hingle McCrinkleberry. He is the best.
Jake Quillen.
Yeah, those two. Yeah, check him out.
Excellent.
I think I sent a pretty. Did I send the Human Centipede Key and Peele?
No.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know.
So the best ever. It's almost the best ever.
Is it?
So the Key Peel is sitting
I
one
have seen
side
it, and
and
they have a
Key is on.
reunion.
Yeah, and they're sitting at
Hey,
a table and
remember
he's going,
me?
hey, end guy. Hey, end guy. And he's going, I don't know what you're talking about. And he goes, hey, end guy. He goes, I don't know what you're talking about. And he goes, we were together. We were parted together. We're in that Human Centipede. You were the guy on the end. You ate my shit. And he's going, I don't know what you're talking about. And he goes, yeah. He goes, okay, I know. It was terrible for me. He goes, what do you mean? And he goes, well, I'd eat everybody's shit. And then the front guy turns up and they're like, hey, front guy.
That is funny. Yeah, it's
Oh,
terrible.
so funny. I'll put it on the board to watch social.
Well, you got to get Hingle
Very
McCrinkleberry on
funny.
there too.
Hey, front guy.
Oh, excellent. Next up, Robot Sentries. For an additional scene or additional bit of background story we wanted to know about our Starship Troopers. Matty Beer Geek, you love aliens. Did you need to know any more in a director's cut from Mr. Verhoeven about what's going on in Starship Troopers world?
Maybe not about what's going on, but I would like to see some robot sentries. Like where
Yes.
bring
would've
down
been extremely
28 of
useful.
those things and have
Yeah.
them just directed at
Set 'em
tunnels.
up.
Show me that.
That would have been
Where's
useful
the
on
air
Planet
support?
Earth. Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
yeah. Robot Sentries in Robot Sentries is what we wanted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Agreed. Good
Excellent
call.
Love it.
I think one thing I would have liked to see was I would like to see
The 20 minutes.
No, the 20 minutes. Old General Owen, who Marshall Bell. I would have liked to seen Quato come out. That would have been good.
He'd be like,
Rico. So, because you did know that General Owen was
yeah. He'd be like,
was Quato in Total Recall.
Rico,
He was.
Rico,
So-
take the right fork, Rico. Carmen's down the right fork.
There is the similarities, isn't there? Like for that site, that brain. What's it called?
The brain bug.
No, but I mean, you know, he had they had the ESP in Total Recall.
Yeah.
And they also had it in this as well.
Mate,
He's linked. He's got little links in there. He's got it. Yeah. Rico. That would've been so
Excellent.
good.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Lastly, Whitey's Brad Pitt, for what you would do if you went into the shower a little bit overcooked, had a bit too much blood in it. What would you like to do to one of your fella infantrymen or star pilots? I'll start with you, Whitey. What was happening for you there?
You know what? It's that there's a few options here.
Okay.
Two main ones, obviously.
But Amy Smart.
Yes.
So Amy Smart's up in is another
Very
pilot
good.
with Denise. You've obviously got Carmen and you've got Dizzy.
Yeah, they're the two main
Yeah.
ones.
I'm going Dizzy. Although
Yeah.
no, okay. If it's one go, probably going Denise. If I'm gonna catch up with her later and make it a regular thing,
Yeah.
it's Dizzy.
That's a fair call. I think
Yeah, I
everybody
agree with that.
Yeah,
Hard
okay,
agree.
I'm with-
Yeah.
I'll be an honorary Matt for this one and agree with those two. Damo, obviously,
Yeah,
I'm
Carmen.
pretty sure where you're going. Yes.
Damon's already shot his wad on that
Yeah.
one.
That's all right. No, I appreciate that. Gentlemen, that was quick fire.
Snobs report.
Cockburn in. Okay. Now, we'll start with Dina Meyer.
Yeah.
Pathetic. She's got him out in this. That's it. She's in so many.
One and
She's
done.
in sort of raunchy.
So many raunchy shows.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
many raunchy shows. At Bra and Undies, back, that sort of stuff.
Oh, your brother would love it. He loves the back.
But you know, I was a little bit underwhelmed with her snorbs.
I was very underwhelmed.
She
Very
didn't
underwhelmed.
look-
Hey, would we say underwhelmed? I mean, it's just different.
Well, yeah, like she looked like she was like a
So
hippie that
different.
hadn't worn a bra her whole life.
Underwhelmed.
Yeah.
I've got to say, I've got to be. I don't have to be careful because 3 women listen to this, right?
Yeah.
And if they're listening and they're still listening, then they know what they're going to get. You need some help, Diz.
Yeah.
Go to the Federation doctor. Just get them pumped up.
Yeah. As a citizen, I reckon you get augmented breast.
Yeah,
Definitely.
As a citizen, yeah.
Definitely.
But she's in Wild Things 3, Diamonds in the Rough.
Oh,
But yeah, one of the great movies.
Not putting from the rough.
Yeah. But once again, she doesn't do it. So yeah, really a little bit disappointing there from Dina Meyer. Amy Smart gets a gear off in Road Trip.
Yeah, she does.
So,
yeah.
And she's a good sort.
Is it Danny didn't know? Is that one? What's the
No,
song?
that's Euro Trip.
Euro Trip.
Scotty doesn't
Scotty
know.
doesn't know.
Scotty
Matt
doesn't know.
Damon.
Yeah.
Matt Damon, one of the best cameos of all time. True cameo.
Now Denise Richards, like, wow. I mean,
He just looked elsewhere and said, "Wow!"
No, she-
like he was logging into the part of his brain that is
Freudian slip.
just
Yeah.
for Denise Richards.
But we
They're
went
having
and
a
saw
dick
Wild
bank.
Things. Do you
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember you and I seeing Wild Things?
Yes, I do remember.
We had
What,
our.
at the movies?
We saw Wild
Yeah.
Things at the movies,
Yeah.
and when it was the Neve Campbell and Denise Richards lesbian scene in the pool, him and I just locked eyes and just looked at each other and went, "Oh my god!" So Wild Things is a dreadful movie,
Dreadful.
but Denise Richards, she gets a gear off, but it's fast. It's frame advanced sort of stuff.
In Wild Things.
Yeah, in
you
Wild
don't see a
Things.
lot of Denise
You
Richards.
see him though. You
Yeah.
don't see any of Neve
Yeah.
Campbell,
No.
but she does get a cans out in that, and they're substantial.
Yeah, they're big. They're big cans.
And yeah, so
Fake as hell.
I know, but you'd think she's always got her elbows tucked in the side, you know, or Matt Dillon's hands are covering
Yeah.
her, or hands over the boob. It's like, come on. Like, she could have been a Hall of Famer, but she just, because her back end career has now just gone nuts.
Well, because now she needs it. She needs the money.
Well, geez. Okay, so.
So hang on. We can't talk about Wild Things because that's deep in the Bacon Dickerson.
Yeah, but
Kevin Bacon gets his dick out in Wild
and
Things.
Bacon is filming the lesbian scene. He's by the pool and he's in the bushes and he's got the camera and he's filming. As
You
the
only
girls
see one
walk in.
hand filming,
Yeah.
holding the camera with one hand.
But so in 2022, Denise, this is why the back end of her career has gone nuts. She's joined OnlyFans.
Yes, she has.
Now, she's done it in support of her daughter who's got her own separate account. So Sammy Sheen, when she turned 18, went, I'm going to start getting my gear off.
Is it solo? Or...
Yes, they're not together.
No. Are they? Do they only make solo content?
Yes.
Or do they have someone else?
No, Sammy Sheen has had some other blokes in there rooting her. Now, they have basically Sammy Sheen Sheen's got absolutely hammered online. So much hate, exploitation. All this, you're doing this, you're doing this. So what her mum did was like, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing, and in support of her daughter, said I'm going to join OnlyFans. So in 2022, at the age of like 50, she's 54 now. She's gone and done OnlyFans as a 51-year-old. Now,
what's she making?
She is earning $2 million per month.
What?
On OnlyFans. She is in the top 1% of creators on OnlyFans. Now, Morgs, as an ex-top 1% creator yourself,
yes.
Does this make you think of going back into the field?
Well, when I used to do it, I just used to put cookie dough on my feet, and it used to net me at least $1.5 million a month. There's some sick cunts out there, but I'm actually thinking about going back, and I reckon I
back on the horse.
Top 1%, yeah.
So her daughter's probably making about $80,000 a month.
Wow.
So mum's lending her money.
She's making $2 million. Yeah. I've listened. She's about to bring a show out. It's like the Kardashians. It's Denise Richards and her wild things. It's got the three
wanking to Richards.
Yeah, but the problem, the daughters are a lot more Charlie than Denise.
Oh,
she got AIDS.
Just looking and I can't. Yeah, no, And the other thing is, if you listen to Denise now, she sounds a bit like Patty and Selma from. The Simpsons.
she doesn't look great. She's not aged well.
Well, she's getting $2 million.
Yeah, no, but she's not aged
the
well.
cans out. Yeah,
but is that all she does? Does she do anything else? Because
she was doing Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Because I happened across some Diora Baird.
Oh, okay. Oh, she's
content.
She's going full on now.
Full on.
Yeah, but Denise, So anyway, that's why she could have been a Hall of Famer if she'd got the cans out all her career, but didn't.
OnlyFans doesn't count. And it should not count in the Snorbs report.
No, okay, yeah. Well, no, it's
shouldn't count. No, but it's
I think it's a good report. It is. Okay, all right, and that's the Snorbs report. Cockburn out.
Well done. And when I say that it doesn't count, I mean in terms of Hall of Fame status.
No, yeah.
Like if someone's paying you to get your cans out on an internet website, doesn't count.
Her husband's the one doing all the filming and uploading it and
very wobbly,
editing it.
Very wobbly.
I mean, but seriously, $2 million a bloody month.
Yeah,
for like, let's
crazy.
go do a photo shoot.
I do that.
Having a shower. Let's just do a quick photo shoot. 5 minutes. Upload that. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And there you are on the beach. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Done.
Taking a shit.
Out.
Quick
fucking
Spadger. It is arty
Spadger.
Yeah, but just not like. It's not like the brain bug sort of.
Not the American pose from Hustler.
No, Playboy style Spadger.
Okay.
And once again, because that's not really my field.
You don't know. You don't know. You can't elaborate.
Comment, yeah.
Can't comment.
It's good of you to admit that,
Listen to this. Matty, any rumors, any behind the scenes, anything you'd like us people to you might have blow their minds?
Yeah, I got a couple. From the in the novel from 1959, there was a third race which hasn't been introduced into this film, and they were nicknamed the Skinnies, and they were somewhere between humanoids and bugs, which would probably be hard to introduce. But I thought that was quite an interesting concept that there was this third race that swapped sides throughout the kind of battles. There were three things used to create the bug gore: green slime, animal organs, and KY jelly.
Oh, KY. I reckon they sell more KY jelly for films than they do for actual lube.
Well, that brain bug was just riddled with KY jelly.
Yeah.
It's the basic
the thing
there.
Yeah, the base, the staples. The staples.
It's a good square meal.
Exactly. Exactly.
Last one I had was Starship Troopers is taught in film studies and political science courses for its layered themes on fascism and media manipulation.
The propaganda from the news network and the recruitment ads is brilliant. It was brilliant. And what about the kids squashing bugs, doing their part?
That's funny.
You know, everyone's
And
doing
the
their
mum
part.
cheering, the mum like,
Yeah.
squash out,
Yeah.
take some bullets.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Handing out the bullets to the kids was just
Yeah,
hilarious.
but the amount of bugs, like get a pest inspection.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, fuck.
there's a lot.
Wow.
Dan, anything for listening to this?
You talked about it before, Mr. Bean being high up there in 1997. So a lot of kids were actually going to buy Mr. Bean tickets, taking their tickets. And if you remember the way movie theaters used to work, you get through the velvet rope and then you had entry to any theater you liked. And the kids were all sneaking into Starship Troopers because they wanted to see the monsters and everything getting blown away. So it really found an audience in a much younger audience than its rating would have allowed. That just took it on the surface level that we all enjoyed it as for the first 15 years of our viewing of it. But yeah, had a very broad audience and very popular with the kiddies.
So 20% of that global revenue has to go to Starship Troopers.
That's right. Yes, to Mr. Bean film.
Yeah.
Used to go to Starship. It's exactly right.
Well, it's funny you say about kids watching it because Casper Van Dien told a funny story about picking his 2 daughters up from school. And he went by the school pickup line and there were all these kids around his daughters, all these boys. And he drove up to the school. When he got there was like 6 to 10 8-year-old boys talking to his daughters. And when he pulls up, he winds the window down, and the boys yell out, "Johnny Rico!" and he was like, and so he was like, "Well, how are people letting like 8-year-old kids? You know, what are you doing watching Starship Troopers?" And they go, "Our dad's made us watch it." And then the daughters got in the car. And they were like, "Dad, were you really naked in Starship Troopers?" And he said, "Yep." And they go, "Worst day of our lives."
Oh, yeah. Kids will like that. Bloody hell.
Yeah, very good.
Excellent.
So apparently, when they did the shower scene, it was a closed set, so it was just Paul Verhoeven.
Oh yeah, it would
and
be.
the camera operator. Pardon me. It was just Paul Verhoeven and the camera operator, and they were naked as well. because
when
Dina Meyer goes, "Well, if it's not so bad, then why don't you get naked?" So Paul Verhoeven goes,
he would have jumped at that.
He goes, "I will."
Dutch nudist.
I will. He would have had a 13-inch cock too.
He would have,
And he would have been sitting there behind the counter. So there was the crew, the cast, and then the 2 Verhoeven and the camera operator nude.
That is a classic.
Wouldn't happen nowadays. Kevin Spacey tried that. Got cancelled.
Yeah. Oh, he's back. He got let off.
Got back, but he's broke.
Yeah, poor bugger.
So apparently, Neil Patrick Harris was called Doogie Himmler on the set.
Yes, that's pretty good. That's bloody funny, actually.
That's very good. And it's Paul Verhoeven's favourite movie of his.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's close with Showgirls.
How many
the
people?
scale, I mean, they must have had a lot of extras and the like. The scale of it is pretty immense.
Yeah, absolutely. How many people? What's the body count?
Oh, well, there was 100,000 dead in 1 hour.
Yeah,
but they didn't show that.
That we see.
Oh, I don't know.
256.
Oh, wow.
And not only, more ammunition was used in this film than any previous movie. So, expended over 300,000 blank rounds.
It was non-stop, wasn't it?
That's a lot.
Jeez. Firing.
Anyone got anything else, Damo?
Well, no, I was just thinking about what Beer Geek said about the 3 races in the book, because in the computer game, which I've spoken about before, that I play, StarCraft, it is this movie. You've got the Terrans, which are humans. You fight the Zerg, which are bugs. And there's the little Zerglings. There's the Hydralisks. There's the Mulisks that fly. There's these Ultralisks, with the big ones. But there is also a 3rd race called the Protoss, which are half human, half...
There you go.
They're like spiritual beings, but half mechanical kind of thing. But I'm sure that the whole StarCraft game is based on that book.
Would be.
It has to be, because everything about it is, and the way that the Terran Marines are, and they're exactly the same.
So fill us in. What a fourth Dan double diamond?
I'm still diamond ranked. I got to diamond 2 actually. I was always diamond 3. You got to get to diamond 1. I got to 2, but then I've dropped back, and I'm I'm even like a platinum 1 or something now.
Oh,
But there's gold, there's silver, and there's bronze. You don't want to be bronze. But then after the diamonds, then they got the grandmasters, and I'm nowhere near that.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Self-aware,
Yep.
like the movie.
Yep.
Well done. Quotables. Damo, anything for quotes?
I thought I wrote some down, but hang on. I do. And what about
When you're ready.
eh,
On your time.
maybe they're not. No, I got nothing.
I'm glad we waited for that.
Yeah, hang on, here we go. The enemy cannot push a button if you disable his hand.
Oh, that's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the knife.
he
Medic!
He's like,
Yeah.
put your hand on that wall.
Yeah, I only have one rule. Everyone fights. No one quits. You don't do your job, I'll kill you myself.
Yeah. It was
Hardcore.
Yeah, very hardcore. Maddie, anything?
No, those are my two. Yeah, there's not much else in there.
No. Dan, anything from you?
Rico, I'm dying. No, Diz, you'll be fine. But it's okay because I got to have you.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Diz. Yeah, Diz.
Old blood teeth.
Yeah, old blood teeth.
Yeah, she keeps it pretty graphic.
Gingivitis. Fucking hell, Diz.
She ate too much salami for breakfast.
That's it.
20 minutes worth.
So what about Ace? Funny how they always want to be friends after they rip your guts out.
Yeah.
So true.
Jake Busey.
So true. Women overrated. What about Johnny Rico? Never surrender, never retreat, never give up. You got it wrong. How good would it have been if he said never retreat, never surrender?
Yeah.
No retreat.
Missed no retreat. Yeah,
no
that's what I mean.
surrender.
Would have been way
It's a good
better.
movie.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity. Okay. Anyone got a 1 degree of Kurt Russell?
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay. I wonder if you got the same one as me.
Okay.
God.
Is it called Breakdown?
Yep. Basil
Shake
Polidorus.
Polidorus, yeah. But let's talk about the 1 degree of Quigley Down Under.
Oh,
Basil Polidorus
really?
did the score for Quigley Down Under.
Yeah. Well, he was the conductor on Breakdown.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a double. We've got our first double in a long
Yeah,
time.
well,
A
double
Quigley Down
Quigley.
Under and a Kurt Russell. And it's the same bloke.
Yeah. Well done.
Basil.
Basil Exposition.
Basil Polidorus.
Film school for F-wits. Daniel, take it away.
Yes, F-wits. It's semi good to be back, but it is good to be back on first time with Mr. Beer Geek. And because he's on, I thought I would add him to the list of people that give Whitey a touch-up in a quiz. And I thought with this one,
Oh, God.
we would focus on Mr. Paul Verhoeven, but not just Mr. Paul Verhoeven. We would look at Starship Troopers and another one of his films. And it's not going to be one that you guys know a lot about. So let's start with round 1, basic training and basic stripping. So first up, Matty Beer Geek. Number 1, again, these questions are just chose randomly, so I don't want to
Sure,
hear
they're
any
random.
fucking whinging. But anyway, round 1, question 1. Matty, what alien species is the primary enemy in Starship Troopers?
The arachnids.
Correct. 1 out of 1 for Matty Beer Geek. The A, B, C, D were arachnids, Martians, necromorphs, and sandworms. So no, you did choose correctly, but I didn't think you'd need the multiple choice. Who's next? We'll go Damo, just for shits and gigs. Damo, what's the name of the Las Vegas Review Nomi Malone eventually stars in Showgirls? Is it A, Heat, B, Goddess, C, Stardust, or D, Vixen? Damo.
Holy shit. I don't know, but I'm going to go with Vixen with Gina Gershon.
Ooh, excellent choice. I will accept that, even though the correct answer is Goddess, because it was close enough. Yeah. Well done, Damo. That's
I knew I'd get that one right.
We're now accepting wrong answers. Right? We're now accepting wrong answers. Until now.
Round 1, question 3. Now, Matty, you obviously whinge a bit about these ones, but you should be able to get this. So, Matthew, question. What is Johnny Rico's home city at the start of Starship Troopers? And after the destruction of this city, what is the propaganda reaction shown by the Federations? And in Showgirls, Nomi is from which US state as revealed during her police background check? Matthew.
Okay, Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
Yes.
The propaganda reaction, I don't know, is the only good bug is a dead bug, or
I'll
kill them
accept that.
all.
I'll accept that. I'll
And-
accept that.
And then the city that she's from is San Antonio.
1 out of 51. You can do that. That's a city, not a state. Oh,
Okay.
not
Oh,
gonna be able
state,
to
sorry.
accept that.
State, Texas.
Absolutely incorrect. I'm sorry. I can't give you that. The correct answer is Wyoming. And unfortunately, I can't
God.
give you a point for that one. So after round one, one for Matty Beer Geek, one for Damo, zero
Yeah.
for Whitey. So,
Yeah.
okay, round two. Next up, psychic powers and pole dancing. Question number one, Matty Beer Geek. Who plays Carl Jenkins, the psychic officer in Starship Troopers? Matty Beer Geek.
I always just want to say Doogie Howser.
Yeah,
I reckon
Patrick
that'll be enough. I
Neil
reckon that'll
Patrick
be enough.
I'll accept both of those. Thank you. 1 point for you. 2 points for Matty Beer Geek. Question number two, we'll go with Damo. Damo, what food does Nomi dramatically eat after storming out of a restaurant fight? Is it A, pizza? Is it B, French fries? Is it C, nachos? Is it D, spaghetti? Damo. A,
Spaghetti.
pizza. B, French
French.
fries.
French fries,
C,
then.
nachos. D, spaghetti. French fries is absolutely correct. That's 2 for Beer Geek, 2 for Damo.
Gotta start
Round two,
fast forwarding
question
through these
three,
movies.
Whitey, your question. What color is Carl Jenkins' military uniform when he appears near the end of Starship Troopers? And what type of animal does Carl use for psychic testing earlier in the movie? And in Showgirls, what specifically about Nomi's nails causes Crystal to say, she's all nails and no class?
Black.
Yeah,
Yes.
The gerbil thing.
what is that? Was it ferret or a
Ferret.
weasel?
Ferret.
Yeah. Accept both
And
of
then
those.
The nails.
long red nails. I don't know, fake nails with diamantes on them.
Excellent try. And I really feel like you got most of that right. But unfortunately, part three of that question is incorrect. Nomi's nails are painted with cheap polish, and Crystal makes a condescending remark about them. So I
Bitches.
can't
How can you
accept that. Yeah, I'm sorry. So that's all right. But round two, we have Mr. Beer Geek 2, Damo 2, Whitey 0. Moving into round three, still plenty of time. Round three, Matty Beer Geek. Question number one. What repeated phrase introduces the Federation's propaganda segments in Starship Troopers? What repeated phrase introduces the Federation's propaganda segments in Starship Troopers, Matthew?
Would you like to know more?
Oh, absolutely correct. The Beer Geek, he's obviously a quizmaster over there in WA. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Damo, question number two, round three, question number two. What stage name does Nomi Malone use before she becomes a lead dancer? Is it A, Crystal Star? Is it B, Hope? Is it C, Polly? Or is it D, she doesn't have one? She just goes by Nomi. Damo. A, B,
I'll go with
C,
D.
or D? Oh, absolutely correct.
Nice one.
Nice one, Damo. You know a lot about Showgirls. I didn't expect this, but that's good. Whitey,
Incredible.
you've got this. You really need to pick this up if you're going to make it your way back. So, again,
Thanks.
round three, question three, Whitey. What is the name of the ship Johnny Rico is assigned to in Starship Troopers? And what happens to that ship during the campaign against Planet P? And in Showgirls, what item of crystals does Nomi use without permission in a key dressing room scene, Whitey?
This is the ship. It's not the Ticonderoga, is it? Or is that the base?
That's the base.
Okay, so then the ship is the Robert.
The Roger or something.
Yeah, the Robert or
Yep.
Roger Smith
Yep.
or something.
Roger
Oh,
Moore.
look, I'll give you that. It's the Roger Young. I'll give you that.
Roger
Okay.
Young.
Roger
And
Young.
then the second part is what happens to the Roger Young during the campaign against Planet P?
Oh, it gets blown up, snapped in
Yeah.
half.
That's
Yeah, it does get
correct.
snapped in
Correct.
half, yep.
And then last part, what item of crystals does Naomi use without permission in a key dressing room scene?
G-string.
I like the way you're thinking, but unfortunately, that is incorrect. It was, in fact, Crystal's
Cocaine.
Versace dress. Her Versace dress. So
Versace. She
can't-
says Versace. Oh, that's the
She
only thing
does
I
say
remember.
Versace. I cannot give you that. I'm sorry. Matty Beer Geek 3, Damo 3, Whitey 0. Last round, death
Okay.
from above and below the belt. First up, Matty Beer Geek. Matty, what do citizens in Starship Troopers earn by serving in the military? Is it A, a spaceship? Is it B, a house? Is it C, the right to vote and reproduce? Or is it D, a free flamethrower? Matty.
Look, I have to go with C on that one.
Absolutely correct. You are outstanding at quizzes. Well done, Mr. Beer Geek.
It just came to me.
Damo,
Yeah.
next up, which iconic actress?
Whitey's terrible.
Which iconic actress plays Crystal Connors in Showgirls? Is it A, Demi Moore? Is it B, Gina
Yes.
Gershon? Is it C,
Yes.
Elizabeth Berkley? Is it D, Sharon Stone? Damo.
I'll go with Gina.
Absolutely correct. 4 out of 4 for both Matty and Damo. Finally, Whitey. Whitey, I'm actually
It's
going
on
to give
0.
you a chance to even this. If you can get this one, you can have 4 points for this part one and even it all up. Whitey, final question. Whitey, who directed Showgirls and Starship Troopers? What previous film of the director featured violence and satire, often compared to Starship Troopers? And what is the name of the strip club where Nomi works before getting into Goddess?
Oh my
So
god!
it's pretty gettable.
Can you? What's the first? Is it the
Who
name of the
directed
director?
Showgirls
So Paul
and Starship
Verhoeven.
Troopers?
So Paul Verhoeven and Total
Correct.
Recall are the two, part one and part two.
Ooh, what previous Verhoeven film featured violence and satire, often compared to Starship Troopers?
Oh, RoboCop. RoboCop.
Correct,
Sorry.
correct. And finally, to redeem yourself, what is the name of the strip club where Nomi worked before getting into Goddess?
Flapjacks.
You were super close, but unfortunately incorrect. It's actually the Cheetah Club, and that means that you didn't get a point. And in fact, you got another 0 in a quiz, and the quiz is taken out by Damo and Matty Beer Geek with 4 out of 4. Well done to all of the quiz takers today. Unfortunately, Whitey has been shown up once again as the team captain and movie nerd. Well done, everyone.
So I always
Good
thought
job,
they were quite
boys.
rigged, but that was that was real. You can say
You're right.
No. So you're seeing under the covers, Matty. You see, it's all all board. It's all wonderful.
yeah, it's all
Star-
real.
oh
Completely
well,
at
I tell you,
random.
what we enjoy is hearing Daniel's voice, and it's going to continue because it's kick-ass credit song, and Dan has penned something I'm sure will be memorable.
Yes, gentlemen, in honor of having Mr. Beer Geek on in a full episode, I thought I would do something never attempted before in how many episodes now?
167.
In 167 episodes of Born to Watch, never attempted. Now, I won't promise it has anything to do with this film, but it is has never been attempted. So
Never been kissed.
Never been kissed. It has nothing to do with Damo's favorite film. But let's take it away. Here we go. Something never tried before. It was a lonely life out here on the land. I was a lone man. Now I deal the Pharaoh hand. Both my brothers got shot. Bill Paxton, he died. I avenged his death. Shooting cunts while I ride. This is my moment, but it's not about my glory. Alyssa Milano got kidnapped, so shit's gonna get gory. I've been doing lots of bench press. I look like a bag of cocoa nuts.
That's the best bit so far, the coughing.
97 Aussie weapon leaving the hood. Mood assassin panty hassling up to no good. First up Honolulu, straight on the piss. Morgs and new marine mates swinging the miss. Now the Cowboys are dead. Their successors are gone. Ringo's gone too. Doc too fast on the draw. But Val's now also dead. When it will be my time. Sold my house on the hill. Got my mortgage subprime. Valverde cunts are going to get it, although the plot is all over the shop. So I'm not going to Valverde. It's some other place, not quite sure. Lucky Ray Don Chung is a pilot, and Sully drives a small dig Porsche. I'll save my best for Bennett's chest. His chairmail ain't so tough.
Ooh.
Throw away that
Commando.
shit gun. Let's party, it's time to rock. Next stop, Canada. Now, geez, heating up. Got a nose full of lady flange, give it a nudge. But better be A-grade lady flange, 7-inch steak in a huff. Don't want to read my tombstone. I got too much living left to do. Gonna order room service with my new missus who's rich as fuck. Gonna eat a club sandwich like a starfish in the nude. We'll be having adventures with me riding my horse. My ex was a smacky, so I got a divorce. Yeah, don't want to read my tombstone. I was wearing the black Speedos. I put them on when it's time to fuck shit up. Yeah. The Aussie Brad Pitt, taking down only minks. The Aussie Brad Pitt, mission only, no bedroom tricks. The Aussie Brad Pitt, they love his baby teeth. The Aussie Brad Pitt, they never make him sheath. Yeah, the Aussie Brad Pitt. Oh yeah, there's a lick him on the box. Yeah.
And stars on 45, keep on burning in my mind. It's the new stars on 45 medley.
It was the Jive Bunny Mega Mix.
Oh, it's the Jive. Was that what it was?
Kick-ass. Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody.
Oh, let's twist again.
That was quite unique and never been thought of. That's actually
was
pretty
So
good.
the Beach Boys medley.
Yeah,
The Beach Boys medley. Well done.
Yeah.
She's real
Completely
fun.
forgot the medley for my Commando song, but didn't really jump off the page. But everything else, I think you would have recognised.
Not a lot to do with Starship Troopers.
97
Okay.
Aussie weapon leaving the hood, mutt assassin panty hassling up to no good. I think it's probably the best lyrics I've ever written.
It's it's pretty good.
Mate, when you say you don't have to sheath, I nearly piss my pants every time. Oh, Daniel. Well, there we go. We're going to say that is a Starship Troopers kick-ass medley song of some description. Well done. Star of the show, our guest of honor, Matty, who you got?
I'm going to go Paul Verhoeven.
Good call.
Not sure anyone else in there really stands up to it. Yeah.
Okay,
that's my call.
Paul Verhoeven. Damo?
Denise Richards. I'm going for Paul Verhoeven as well.
Yes. Daniel?
Same. I'm with Matty and Damo.
It's a Verhoevathon. 4 of us, all the same. It has to be him.
Yeah.
Everyone else, as Matty says, quite rubbish. The rank bank. A few suggestions here. Love some feedback if you've got something else. Co-ed showers, roughnecks, one-handed captains, horny classmates, training camp headshots, brain bugs, 20-minute sex sessions, live ammo disasters. Anything else?
Vagina brain bugs. I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say brain bugs, mutts.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that'll do.
Vagina brain
Or
bugs.
bug.
No, you know what? Vagina brain bugs, Damo.
Yeah,
Just
nice.
for you.
Yeah, that gets
Just
it
for you.
across. Yeah.
Yeah, it does get it across. People will know straight away what we're talking about when the rank bank is mentioned that it's vagina brain bugs. So we're going to start with our guest of honor. How many vagina brain bugs are you giving Starship Troopers?
A lot of nostalgia from when it first came out. A lot of early watchers keeps this one a bit higher than maybe what it should be. But I'm going to lock it in at 3.25.
3.25.
Ooh.
I like it.
Not something I'm going to stop watching either. It's
Yeah, you're not very
that's a
Kondo
good
in
call.
that.
That's
it's
a good
just shit
call.
enough to keep watching it. Yeah.
Damo,
Oh,
how many vagina brain bugs?
I think it's a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
It's a good piss take. It's ironic. It's funny. It's got action, blood, guts. I reckon it's a 3.75.
3.75.
Yeah, I think it's a really enjoyable thing to watch.
Daniel, up on the land, how many vagina brain bugs?
Yeah, I'm going to increase even above that. I'm going to give it a 4. I really thoroughly enjoyed the revisit. It will be something that I do return to. I probably won't show my daughters at the same age that Matthew will show his daughter, but it is something that I hope to enjoy with them in the future. But for me, yeah, it's a 4 out of 5 every day of the week.
I'm with you, Dan. This is a 4 out of 5 for me. I really enjoyed this watch. Probably the most I've ever enjoyed it. I found, apart from, and look, I'm spurred on by my hatred of Carmen.
Oh,
That is my.
you're talking about the woman I love.
I know I am, and I still hate her guts. But in saying that, thoroughly enjoyed. We'll watch again. It's 4 vagina brain bugs.
Yep.
Now that brings it into 3.75 vagina brain bugs.
Ooh.
Scores quite well. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to figure out how I can fucking rank this shit. Let's just say it's somewhere on the rank bank.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is somewhere
I
on
picked
the
that.
rank bank because on my iPad I can't sort the
doesn't-
spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Right, so,
excellent.
Fair
That's
call.
what Gow's good for. Yeah.
Mm.
but what we can sort of all agree with is that it probably is a pretty good fun movie.
Definitely.
And
That's great
wherever it
analysis.
ranks on the rank bank, it probably deserves to be there.
Oh, interesting to see where it was with RoboCop and Total Recall.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'd be-
Well, I
they'd
can't
all
tell
be-
you.
Yeah, I reckon they'd be kind of similar. Yeah.
And if we hang on a second.
Uh-oh.
Hang on a second.
Surely you can sort on a
Hang-
iPad.
Hang on a second. Here we go. Righto. So, with a score of 3.75 vagina brain bugs, it is, you're not going to believe this, equal with 3.75 three-titted
No way.
hookers.
No.
wow.
Total
That is
Recall.
amazing.
Yeah.
Right? It is
Hey,
equal.
and also, from my snobs report, the old little midget prostitute.
Another,
Yeah.
yeah.
She was an Ewok in Return of the Jedi.
She got her tits out there too. She was the prostitute Ewok.
She was called the Romba Ewok.
Yeah, she was prostitute Ewok.
Yeah.
Yeah. When she got disappointed when they said, let's put Han and Luke on the spit.
Yeah.
Usually it's her.
Romba Ewok.
But there's quite a few at 3.75. There is Total Recall, Rocky 4, Galaxy Quest,
Ooh.
Last Boy Scout, Vacation, American Pie, and Stripes.
Okay.
So there's quite a unique blend there.
Mhm.
And you know what? You know what is absolutely fucking gobsmacking? Is that on 3.67 6,000 SUXs.
Oh,
Is
RoboCop.
Oh, RoboCop.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it is right there. But
That's it.
interesting
Yeah.
to see where
Verhoeven
Basic
knows his lane. I like it.
I go basing is a much higher ranking than you guys, I think.
Yeah, that's because
It's
you're a sex deviant.
No, it's a good. Well,
It's because you're a sex deviant.
it's a good movie.
Badger enthusiast.
Yes, exactly. Well, I'll tell you what we've done. We've got to the end of another episode of Born to Watch, and a very special
It's a
one
late
having our good friend Matty Beer Geek with us, mate. Thanks for joining us on all the way from WA.
Well done.
Well
Thanks
done,
so much, gents.
sir.
It was
Well done.
very fun. Very fun. Thank you.
Quality edition. I love the new headset. That's it looks very fancy. So you
Yeah, you got to
fit
do
right
it. I had
You
to join
do.
the club.
in.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Dan, great to have you back.
Thanks for having me. I'll see you in November.
Yes, you will. No doubt he'll be having substantial amount of time off. Damo, we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Next week, Gow and I are a 4-ball for White Men Can't Jump.
Oof.
And going back to 1990-something, 3.
Yeah, right.
And it was
Yeah.
an interesting rewatch.
Interesting.
An interesting rewatch. And this is a Gow choice.
Yeah.
So please direct any hate to Gow.
Yeah, Gow sucks.
Has his moments. Gentlemen, it's been absolutely wonderful spending a couple of hours with you talking about Starship Troopers. Matty, really appreciate you taking the time to spend with us. It was unreal. We shall do it again. But until next week for White Men Can't Jump, do your homework. Because it's too easy being this good.
Too easy.
Nice.
Exactly. Bye for now.
Later.